Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here for the official episode 2, I'm calling it, because I put episode 1 in part 1 and 2 of the pilot. So this is officially episode 2.
It's word. I'm good with that.
Ignore Elle's Facebook posts that say 3. That's misconception.
That's what we call disunity of message right there, ladies. Disunity of message.
We got this.
That's the name of the episode?
Yeah. I mean, it could be, but
that
no.
makes me nervous.
Welcome to episode 2 of Wellport Season 1, The Circle. Yeah. So that was my attempt at looking mysterious, enigmatic, and interesting. Needs work. I can admit that. I'm good at self-criticism.
For those of you who are tuning in for the first time, quick recap of our pilot, which you can watch on any of our streams. Our 5 adventurers woke up on a mysterious island with IVs coming out of their arms. They ran into a mad scientist who talked crazy things, killed them. They were sent back to life by a mysterious man in a strange, foggy forest because they needed to save Patient Zero. So they wandered through this house of horrors where zombies that were kind of simultaneously like consuming themselves and also violently consuming anything that made noise around them were creeping. We found Patient Zero, though. He was hooked up to a jar with 2 very creepy things in them. We woke him up. He had a magic hand, which was very useful in getting us out of the creepy house of zombies, which we decided to burn down. And when we found a boat, we also found the man who paid for the creepy house of zombies. He was foolish. He was just foolish, and his foolhardiness had caught up with him. And we unfortunately were first forced to burn him in the boat, lest he turned into a super zombie and infect the entire mainland with some sort of weird plague that he seems to have called from the ether. And then we got saved by a bus full of nuns. And now we are here. So welcome to episode 2.
I offer one slight correction. We did not burn down the mansion. I'm quite proud of this. We did a simultaneous implosion-explosion combo that was sealed with a nega magic punch.
It was very quantum.
Yeah,
it
was a very efficient and arcane method of demolition. It was total, however.
Indeed.
Except one thing got out.
Yeah.
One thing did get out. And also the evil scientist is gone.
It was all in all like a good 80%. We did it. I would say we got a B on that test.
Oh, you guys are grading yourselves way too harshly. You got me on that test for sure. That will be one of the easier tests that you take this season. Good luck. We ready to begin?
Let us begin.
You pile your shaken, rattled, exhausted forms into the back of this panel van sent express by the local Wellport diocese to help you out, to evacuate you off the beach. There aren't a lot of witnesses to what just went down, but there are a few, and they're not your problem. You notice that some of the folks who drove down with the van are not driving back with it. They are engaging shaken passersby who are wondering what is going on with all manner of methodology, comfort, talking about the good book, passing out literature, running interference, really, when you get right down to it. You guys pile in the back, you take a seat, close it. The van just gets closed up behind you. You're alone back there, and you feel it start to drive under you. Hopefully, someplace safe where you can gather your thoughts, gather yourselves. But for now, you've just got each other's company in the first truly quiet moment you've had since you woke up.
So are we good then? Or I don't know. We're gonna go our separate ways. That's the whole thing.
I'm not sure we're going directly back to your house, but I will make sure you get back there before too long.
Right. If you could have them drop us off, like, I don't know, at the nearest pub close to it, that'd be lovely, actually.
Rory, it's like 6 a.m.
Well, I didn't have the chance to go out last night, did I?
Also, I can't go to bars.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
The things that you're holding on to versus the things that you're missing, it really amuses me, son.
If there were any rhyme or reason to it, I'd feel a little less confused, but I'm glad it's funny to somebody.
Oh, this whole thing's funny to me.
So, Mike, was this the reason you were stalking us? Like, are we good?
Yes, I have no reason to follow you anymore. The suspicions that I was hired to investigate are unfounded.
But like, just because I have to know, who hired you to follow us around?
Also, what were the bloody suspicions?
Yeah, because like you pretty specifically pointed fingers at me, and I have not done anything compared to this.
I know. Remember what I said about going seeing a psychiatrist and working through all these delusions you've had and just being able to...
Nope, that's not the answer to the question that I asked. The question I asked is who hired you?
Look, you've seen what kind of terror these delusions can instill in you. I think it's best that
would you stop and just answer the one question I'm asking, which is who hired you?
Yeah. Let's just say
You can keep going in circles, but the more honest you are, the less likely I am to call the police on you specifically.
She's actually super stubborn. Also, I don't think you can call the police on a PI, Rose.
I think I can and I will.
I haven't broken any laws. Do you really want the police to investigate what's been going on in the last 24 hours?
No, we're good. We're
do you
good.
Do you think they'll believe anything you say? Do you want to
okay,
spend the rest of your life in an insane asylum?
You still not answered the one very simple question I'm asking. If it's not somebody I know, then it doesn't really matter, but you could at least say it.
His name's Andrew.
Can I offer an alternate way of looking at what just happened, folks?
Sure, patient 0.
Thomas.
Obliged. We wouldn't have made it off that island alive had we not been together. I mean, I certainly wouldn't have. So whatever you lot were up to that threw that particular set of ingredients into the pot, I'm really, really, really grateful that that's how that went down. And I think that every one of you, as uncomfortable as a lot of this is, could maybe stand to feel the same way. And that includes trusting each other and being worthy of that trust, forthcoming with information. That's all I got. You can listen to me or not. It's okay.
Look, Rose, I'm trying to protect you. You've seen what can happen when your imagination runs wild. Do you really want to live in a world where you think all that stuff that just happened is real?
All the stuff that just happened is absolutely real. And I don't care what you or really anyone else seems to think, but I'm not delusional. And the sooner we all stop pretending that, the better. I might not like anything I saw in the last 8 hours. I might have horrible, horrible thoughts about all of what just went down. But I did not make it up.
You're not crazy, Rose. It's just
You
This
don't
doesn't-
know what you're getting into.
and it's bad. And Mike, I would like the name of that guy.
The
Anyone feel that?
What?
I
Rory, did
look
you feel
about.
that?
I look about. Do I feel anything?
Like when you really actually like sit down and focus on it, you feel like almost like your ears are about to pop, just like a little sensation.
Some kind of funny in the air. What's going on?
The van rattles.
Oh,
I don't think we're alone here.
Right. Well, should we? I don't think that's good. Should we
There's
park?
there's a voice from the front driver's seat. Mike,
Yes, sir.
what the hell is going on?
I don't know what.
Come up here.
I come up front.
You see the hood of the van is pressing up. You see little fingers leaking out from the air vents, probing and searching around. And as you internalize and process the information for you for the first time, the van rattles again, then rattles hard. And Father Francis moves. I'm not in control of the car.
All right. Bail? Should we bail then?
I mean,
How fast are we going?
Stop it.
Fast, 45 miles an hour more.
no,
Probably not a good idea.
I can make it.
no.
You can bail if you like. You think you can do anything about the gremlins, whatever is coming out of the vents?
The what?
Oh, don't know. Don't know what that is. Ain't never seen that before. I can try. You want me to try?
Please?
Pulls out my book. I am going to try and do some magic. I would like to I suppose first of all, just attempt to perceive what is going on. Like to look with eyes that are not mine.
Okay. Look with eyes that are not yours. So go ahead and roll weird.
Okay, we got total of 12.
All right. So you can sort of see with sight beyond sight through the paneling of the van into the dash, into the engine block, and you see this vehicle in the places typically unseen by the vehicle's operators is just swamped with tiny, like 6-inch size lizard-like weird things, and they are literally just scuttling around the engine block and the car's mechanics proper and doing a number on anything they can touch.
We got little lizards. We got lots of little lizards messing around in there. All right. Hold on. Let me see if they pick up the phone line.
What if we all hold on and just run into a tree?
Well, then,
Wouldn't that squish them?
Father Francis calls from the front seat. That's going to happen sooner rather than later.
I'm going to try to read a bad situation and see if I can figure out some way to
Okay.
dump this
Go ahead
without
and roll
killing
sharp.
everybody. I'm running cool, actually. I got a 9 total.
There you go. So go ahead. You can ask me. You can ask me one question. Go ahead.
Is there something we can steer the van into, like either a muddy, wet area, or muddy, wet area, something it'll slow us down without, instead of a bridge abutment, like the water tanks that they have to slow down crashes.
You are on just one of the basic highways. You're on the 3. So you would know, just from having driven multiple interstates in your time, and also having driven the 3 through the less incorporated, less urban areas of Wellport, that you're gonna be coming upon an emergency stop for a truck here soon, and that will have all kinds of things: strips, drags, an incline, and plenty of room. But you are going to hit it hard.
Father, we're going to try to hit the next stop we can, try to slow this vehicle down without killing everybody. I'll help you steer if you need it. Everybody buckle up.
And relax.
There's not a lot to buckle up back there, but there are things to hang on to.
Great.
Rose is going to grab Edith's hand and then something to hold on to.
I
Rory-
appreciate you, but we are holding on to the wall. That's it. I'm not going to break your hand, honey.
Rory, any way you can strap people down back there?
Would you rather me do that or try and talk to him?
Strap us down. We don't have a lot of time.
All right, I'm just going to specifically do my best to secure Edith and position myself that if she should go flying, she's just going to land on me.
Can you bind everybody magically somehow?
We're kind of shaking around here.
Yeah, you just used it. You just used a spell that went off without a hitch and are in utterly imperfect spellcasting situation. So you go ahead and roll weird, but do so with a -1 to it.
All right, we'll try
Can't
it.
cast spells rapid fire without penalties.
We'll try it. Whew, okay. Hold on. Let me make sure of how that goes. Okay. It barely worked imperfectly. We're
What'd you roll?
secured. There's 7. It works with the glitch.
I'm going through the windshield.
So all of you suddenly feel like a tight sort of pressure pushing you up against the side of the van and kind of holding you in place, and you feel it sort of locking you down, but then it stops a little bit short of when you feel perfectly secure, like a roller coaster harness. And then the effect pulses. You feel it against your body. And every gauge in the front of the van blows out, and the engine block starts to smoke. And Father Francis starts screaming, making just terribly unmasculine noises.
Oh no! The little monsters! They've obviously blown it up.
I'm gonna pull Rose behind Rory and like step out of the way and just.
Oh,
be
you
like,
can't move.
"Rory,
You can't move her. Y'all are locked down.
Meh!"
So now you're kind of bound to events. Mike, you got to. I'm going to give you your +1 from reading the bad situation on whatever you want, but your action is the last one before this happens, for good or for ill, in my dice rolls control.
Oh wait, you're muted.
Oh,
I'm helping. I'm helping Father Francis steer toward the best,
Okay.
the least damaging slowdown point I can see.
Okay, so go ahead and roll cool for help out, and +1 to that.
So that's an 11 total.
Oh, right on. And he actually rolled pretty good himself. So you are able to just wrestle the wheel in its sort of minute response to you to keep it straight, as the van feels like it's coming apart around your ears. You keep it straight, and as if someone from above is smiling upon you, your timing was good. You hit the stretch of highway that ends in the emergency stop for out of control trucks. You manage just to keep the van straight enough so that you hit that strip. Unfortunately, the van's condition is poor and its speed is great. when you hit the initial speed bumps designed to slow it down, wheels come off the van. The hood comes off the van, flies into the back, breaking the windshield along its way, and you have just enough time to sort of grab hold of the passenger side seat for yourself before the van flips. It flips once, flips twice before the incline of the emergency stop provides too much by way of physics to continue its forward progress and turns into a rolling backwards progress as this little folded up lump of metal that was once a motor vehicle comes to rest in a smoky, ruined husk by the side of the highway. And
What is the condition of the blended people inside of it?
unconscious. The lot of you. You're lucky to be alive.
Great.
Well, I continue to be unconscious as my action then. And
Continue to
I mean, same all around, right?
what you need to-
Annoyed
what you-
and unconscious.
what you need to each do is you need to each roll weird to determine the order some things happen. And this old-fashioned keeper will sip his old-fashioned.
amazing time to roll maximum of 15.
Okay. 10.
Don't know what effect it'll have.
10. Okay.
4.
4. Okay.
I rolled a 3 with my modifier. That's a 3.
That's awesome. So this starts with Rory. The impact, it hits and it jostles you, and you see everyone else get kind of knocked around and go limp. And you're like, well, hell, that's not that bad. And then the second time it flips, your head hits the side of the van, and all of a sudden the world is gone, and you're back someplace very, very familiar. You recognize the mist, you recognize the trees, and you recognize the vibe as you are quite attuned to it. You are back to the place you and the group went to at the beginning of your last excitement. The last time you lost consciousness.
Oh. Oh no. I just bloody don't.
No, you didn't. You
I'm sorry?
look around, and when you turn behind you, you see that there is a literal cabin in the woods, like a hunter's lodge of sorts, just sprouted up in this ethereal mist. And sitting on a chair on the porch of this is the man who calls himself the king, who brought you back to life the first time. He gestures for the one open seat on his porch.
Oh. Hello again. Pleasure to see you. Didn't think it'd be so soon. I'll kind of mosey on up and sit down.
Your presence is strong. It's very tethered. You're okay.
Yes. All right. Ain't coming around to live again soon then, as far as you can tell at least.
What seems to have happened is my space has tethered to your dreamscape from your first visit. You're going to see me darn near every time you go under.
Oh, now don't get me wrong. Like, I'm glad to be seeing you and everything. You're a likable sort. It's just, normally, it's the glory days playing when this sort of thing happens. Wish I could get a few of those still, but this'll do fine. All right, I don't mind. Anything I can do for you while I'm here? I'm not dead because of you.
But there's something I can do for you. You kept your promise.
I suppose I did.
You are bound, such as it were, your full glory restricted in a great many undignifying ways. You stumble around in that sack of meat. I can't imagine it's a terribly pleasant sensation.
Not my favorite, no.
He leans forward, and you notice, because you're very perceptive, that when you first met him, he had sort of the appearance of age and was slow, sluggish, weak, and, well, he still looks middle-aged, still silver in his hair. He is thrumming with a vitality he did not have last time. I want you to give me your hand.
Not for keepsies, I'm hoping.
No, in fact, this will only work if we're shaking on something. So, how about I give you another task? You agree to do it, and I make those chains of hamburger just a little bit less putridly confining.
You're saying you could loosen it like the tether.
I can see what I can do, but I guarantee I can do something, even stuck as I am here.
Oh, she wouldn't like that. Let's do it. What do you need?
They're going to try again. Conjure more things. Things that I would imagine are going to try to kill patient zero. I want you to stop that from happening should it come to pass. Ideally, kill anything that tries to hurt the subject.
Killing's a bit of a hard sell sometimes with these folk, but I imagine given the circumstances, I could play your game.
That would be wise. And
All right.
I'm going to give you one caveat that I'm not going to give your friends. Should any of those creatures, should any of those forces, should any of those spells abscond with his left hand, kill him before they get away with it.
Okay. No
Deal?
trouble. Deal.
He offers his hand.
I reach and shake it. No hesitation.
You feel like an explosion of power just traverse through your entire being, and lights go off like flash bulbs behind your eyes. We have an accord then, and he lets go, and you feel different. And he leans forward. On your best days, you were less bound to the errors, travails, and failures of average mortal flesh, weren't you?
You could say that.
I wasn't able to do much, but let's just say you won't be falling down the stairs ever again.
Well,
some
thank
of your
you
former
kindly.
grace has returned to you. I'm good.
Very good. All right. We got to start here. Don't you worry. Don't you worry. Thomas will be right as rain, and if not, I'll have his bloody head.
You take his head under the conditions I've specified, and you
Of
come back here, and there might be more I can do to you. I'm getting stronger all the time.
All right. Well, if I continue to do so as well, no reason that this can't be a beautiful partnership.
I'll do what I can for you. Because for now, I would call you little fleshling, but I can't imagine you'd like to stay that way forever.
Every moment is an insult.
I know what you mean. And trust me, soon to be not fleshling. When I've accomplished my aims and I am out from this place, I will reward all who help me on my path. Understood?
Understood utterly.
Good. And now your company bores me. Time to rejoin the world of the living. And it goes to black for you, Rory. Rose, you find yourself drifting in the fog for a little while. You hear muffled voices, but can't seem to bring your form, your body, your consciousness to move. But after a few minutes, you notice trees, meadow, and a log cabin just materialize out of the ether. And as your feet touch what passes for ground in this place, you can control yourself again and recognize that you are back here where this horrible 24 hours started for you.
Okay. Well, Rose, just walk forward. That's what we did last time. And she'll kind of start to walk towards the cabin.
As far as you can tell, the cabin is empty, but the front door is open.
Hello?
No answer.
I mean, I can't die how they do in the horror movies because I'm already dead. So it's fine, right? And she will step into the cabin.
It is a very, very bare space. In fact, it's borderline empty apart from a table and 2 chairs. Does this surprise you?
Kind of. I mean, it's a bigger cabin, isn't it?
What were you expecting?
I think she would be expecting what she thinks of with a log cabin, which is probably like a fire and lots of like chic boho furniture. It would be like what she would think a log cabin would be.
As that thought crystallizes in your mind, the interior of the cabin changes to a mirror image of your mental conception.
It's better. That's better.
Thank you for the fire. And the doorway is suddenly filled with the gentleman who called himself on your last meeting, the king.
You're welcome.
Oh, this is certainly cozy, isn't it? I like it. I think I'll keep it.
Of course. Am I dead again?
No.
Okay.
Not even particularly close to it, in fact. You took a pretty hard knock upside your noggin, but you're going to be okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Of course. Thank you. You kept your word. I asked you to do something for me in exchange for my help, and when you didn't even know if I could reach you over in your world, you did it anyway.
It's what was right. Plus, Thomas is kind of nice. I'm glad we helped him.
Thomas, is that's subject 0?
Yeah, sorry. I feel weird calling him that.
Oh, no, that's I'm glad he has a name and somebody who cares to know it. Question for you about him. That left hand, that's something, huh?
I mean, of all the things I saw, that's kind of the least shocking to me.
Yeah. It works, though, when he uses it. The incredible tends to come from it.
I mean, yeah, I guess.
Fantastic. Oh, that's good news. That's good news. And you're okay. That's also good news. And he is, for now, okay. That's good news.
And
We're rolling with the good news. So
My
I
other
suppose
friends. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
no.
Edith is
I
okay.
Edith is okay is a relative term, but health-wise, yes, she's okay. Up here,
Okay.
getting a little bit more tenuous by the day, I'm getting the sense, but physically she's fine. She's tougher than you can imagine.
I believe that about her.
Ask her sometime about what the last year of her life has been like if you want to hear stories of survival and endurance.
I'll probably do that.
Oh, it's quite the tale. I'm not sure it ones up being locked on an island with a bunch of self-adapting, immediately evolving corpses that stitch themselves together, but it's quite interesting.
Right.
I would
Well-
like to do something for you, Rose.
I mean, you don't have to, but
I want to, not just because you deserve it, because I like you a lot. You're a very pleasant person, but also because it feels good to flex my powers, even locked as I am in this place.
fair
So
enough.
tell you what, go ahead.
Go ahead, what?
Finish what you were going to say.
Oh, I was just saying that I also think you're very nice, so.
I haven't heard that in a very long time. I'm very grateful for the sentiment. Thank you.
I mean, you've only been nice to me since meeting me, so.
Here's what I can do for you. I can only use my power in this place in an accord. So you and I make another deal. I ask you to do something easy, something I think that you would do anyway. You agree, we shake hands, and something good comes of it from you. Now, you're mortal, unlike everybody I clasp palms with, so the change is going to be a little bit more subtle, but trust me, what I can do for you, I will.
Okay. What do you need me to do?
I need you to make sure that should your friend pursue her rather single-minded goal to erase your memories, render everything that just happened to you a nightmare, if she decides to dive headlong into pursuit of her return to mundanity and ignorance, I would like to know that I can trust you to slam on the brakes.
I mean, I'll do everything I can. Edith's kind of stubborn, but I like that about her.
Well, the world needs Edith, and the world needs you, and they don't need you ignorant, because when you're ignorant, you are a victim. The only reason you're alive is because I happen to be there. I don't want that for either one of you again.
No, I'm with you. I don't want to forget. Look, it's all horrible, but I don't want to get rid of it.
So you'll tell her no.
Oh, yeah.
We have
But
a deal.
wait, if she decides that's what she wants and there's no stopping Edith, I'm not going to force her to remember things.
I'm not expecting you to enact violence or subvert her free will. I'm asking you not to go along with her and argue it with her if it comes down to it.
Figure that's already in our future.
I did too, but I want your word.
Okay, sure.
Shake?
All right. And she'll reach out to shake his hand.
Your skin goes tingly. It's just a little bit of sensation, not terribly strong. It gives it a firm up and down, lets you go. You'll find that when you're making that argument with her or with anybody else, you're just a little bit more persuasive now and going forward. You're naturally very likable, naturally very persuasive, very kind, very pleasant, strong presence. I just made it stronger.
I appreciate it. Kind of you.
You're welcome. And as much as I enjoy your company, I think your friends in Subject Zero enjoy it more. So I'm going to return you to them. Good luck with the pain. Make sure you adjust your positioning every once in a while to avoid the stiffness. And Good luck with what's coming. It's not going to be fun. And darkness. Edith. You are drifting in this weird sea of the unknown for what feels like a really, really long time. Your mind doesn't like it. It lashes out against it. And you feel it responding to you when you push. But you're not quite in control here. And finally, the world coalesces and takes form. And you find yourself sitting at a table in a very luxuriantly appointed cabin. And sitting across from you at this table is your sister.
Are you okay?
What do you mean?
I mean, you disappeared, and Mom and Dad decided you were dead before you disappeared, and
I'm not dead. At least I don't think so.
are you actually Tess?
No. I'm here because you want me to be.
I don't want you. I want her. Who are you?
She changes. She changes into what appears to be a younger, much more handsome, much more powerful, virile form of the gentleman who brought you back from the dead the last time you were in this place. Thank you for freeing me from the fetters of that form. I don't much enjoy being small.
You shouldn't impersonate other people.
You think that was up to me? Your yearning for her, for the life you left in the dust, is so palpable I can barely keep the physical form of my realm together against its incessant pounding.
Sorry. I think that's what we humans do, isn't it? We want things. That's why you call us.
Vomit your emotions upon the demences of others. Yes, that is what you humans do. You're very good at it, particularly. She's lucky to have you. She's lucky that you love her and that you want her to be okay. She's okay.
She's not okay. You don't know what you're talking about.
I can feel her through you. She's alive. Currently, she's warm. Happy? No, maybe never again. But alive, warm, well-fed. All those things.
Is this like the place where she was?
Yes and no. Think of this as, how to put this? If the place she was the ocean, think of this as a swimming pool in the back of a rich, privileged asshole's mansion. Small, contained, not very deep. I can change its shape, change its temperature a lot easier than I can change the pressure or the temperature of the ocean.
So you're the rich, privileged asshole.
That's an apt metaphor for me, I think. My memories of what I used to be are incomplete, but that seems fair.
Am I dead?
No. No, you're fine. Concussed. Heavily concussed. Oh, boy. but you're fine.
Why did you want us to save Thomas?
Because when I first set my stakes down here and clung to this little patch of existence like a lost fisherman out to sea on a tiny little raft during a storm, his mind was the first I could gain purchase on. His power and my power are linked. His dream space and my space here are linked. And if something bad happens to him, it needs to happen on my terms, or something bad could happen to me.
Makes sense. So you'll help us protect him?
Define help.
I'm assuming you don't want anything bad to happen to him. Do we have to keep watching him, or can you take care of him from now on?
I mean, that's overstating it just a little bit. I don't want anything bad to happen to him. I need the timing to be right. Need certain things to not happen. But you said his name is Thomas. I didn't know he had a name. Apparently he's a person. He's got a life to live.
No offense, but it doesn't really surprise me that you didn't know he had a name. You don't really seem like a names person.
Oh, just because I can't remember mine means I'm not a names person?
No, you're cold.
Am I cold? I helped you. I helped your friends. I just got done waking your slave and your roommate.
He's not my slave.
Yes, he is.
I don't really know what to do with him, but I'm not keeping him locked up. I could keep him in the coin.
You hold his chain because your sister gave it to you. You think that means he's not submissive to you? I'm not judging. At the end of a leash is where something like that belongs. You just don't seem to realize the duty you've taken upon.
I've been good to him
Eh,
as much as I can.
eh.
He can't just go around telling people that there's magic or fairies or other worlds. It doesn't work that way.
Can I fire you a quid pro quo here? A little thing to make you think?
Sure.
If you listen to me, I have an offer to make you. You're going to say yes, but I need you to make it anyway if I'm going to help you.
You need me to ask you what I can. What do you want?
Well, first, I'm going to just put a little seed of something in your mind. You don't understand what he wants. And as long as you keep him at that distance, his actions are always going to surprise you, and he's a lot smarter than you are. Not an insult. You're actually very, very brilliant for your age. Stunningly so, actually, when I first touched your mind. It's just, you're at a bit of a disadvantage.
He's very old. That's logical.
Yeah, that's one way to put it.
I will try to be better.
You don't need to
Kinder. I don't know what your kind need.
A monster deserves no kindness, but you need to understand him, or your worst nightmares with regards to him are going to come true, and you're not going to be able to get free of him. You know that, right? You're not going to be able to be free of him because you can't be free of your sister, and you can't be free of your sister because she's still out there. So you can pursue all the drugs and psychiatric and hallucinogenic and psilocybin treatments you can to scrub that brain of yours of the truths that you've encountered. But it will never take, it will never hold, because sooner or later his chains will weaken. Sooner or later Tess will come back for you. And the curtain will fall once again. Because when she comes back for you, it's not going to be to have a coffee.
I don't think She's coming back.
I think it's inevitable that she comes back. She's a kid, Edith. Scared, alone, damaged, and burdened by horrible, glorious purpose.
Yeah, I think the glorious purpose is going to get her killed before she can come back. For all I know, she's figured out a way to get back there.
I mean, are you dead?
I don't actually know, and I don't know that it matters.
You're not dead. You're welcome. And you've been through more than she has. You've come through it, and you don't have her gifts or her experience. You're strong, Edith. There's something strong in your family. I wish you'd stop running from it.
I would just like to be normal. I would just like to have a life. I would just like my family to be back together. None of this has been good.
What is stopping you from having a life? What's stopping your family from getting back together is their own moral disease. That's not your problem to fix. What's stopping you from having a life?
Stuff like this.
You're alive. You have a life. You have friends. A friend.
Who I would very much like to keep out of this.
That's not going to happen, and you know it.
You're having a talk like this with her, aren't you?
Had. Past tense. She found me a lot quicker than you did. Her imagination is less resistant.
What do you want?
I want you to recognize change for what it is. I want you to acknowledge when one fight is over and you're beaten so you can prepare for the next one. And I want you to take this information that you're going to stubbornly gather, this information to render normal another being, and I want you to do the selfless thing and pass it on.
To who?
Thomas.
Okay.
He's the only victim among you. None of the information you learned on the island was new to you. And none of the news Rose got on the island was bad news to her. But Thomas was taken, subjected to horrible indignities, carved up, psychically and physically. He deserves a new beginning much more than you do.
Yeah, so we should get him out of all this.
Just him. Because if you go, I fear the consequences will be disastrous down the line. I think when the time comes, you'll find him willing. I just need you to do something for me.
What do you need me to do?
The thing that's going to stop him from crossing the threshold back to his life is that left hand of his. And when it comes time to give it up, he's probably going to look to the most morally forthright and stern person he knows. And I just have the feeling that that's you. And when he asks you, Edith, should I give it up? I want you to tell him yes.
That's it?
That's it. In fact, if you agree to do it, shake my hand right now. I'll give you something in exchange, payment in advance.
This isn't a trick.
You're wise to be wary of making deals with one such as I, but ponder my language and my conditions. You'll find they're quite straightforward. I've reduced nothing to writing. I'm hiding no clauses. I'm just asking you to give one piece of advice when a specific question is asked.
And the outcome doesn't matter?
I can hardly expect you to determine outcomes outside of your control. After all, he has agency.
That's very forthright of you. Fine.
He shakes your hand, and you feel different. Not worse, just different. Ooh, you're an interesting one. You're hard to mold. You're hard to shape. That's a good thing when it comes right down to it. You're gonna have to figure out what I just did to you on your lonesome, but it felt pretty potent.
So do I just wake up now?
Oh, I'll wake you up. It's about that time. No offense, none at all, as I actually find you a very impressive person, a particularly sterling example of your genus of college girl, but I find you exhausting. So,
Bye.
bye. Mike. You are less disturbed to drift around because this kind of stuff, it's old hat. You've been unconscious after grievous injuries before. And you know the difference between what you felt 24 hours ago and what you felt every other time in your life. You know that this ain't the sleep of death. This is the sleep of ouch. And you just patiently wait to come to. But you don't come to. You witness the return of the mist. Your agency returns to you, toes and fingers first, spreading up your arms and legs until it enervates your entire body. And you find yourself in a cemetery. No, that's too grand a word. A patch of land with graves behind an old log cabin ringed by trees. You're not alone. Leaning against a particularly tall headstone is a man you recognize as the gentleman who brought you back to life, the king, but he is different. He's standing straighter. He's stronger. He's broader. In fact, he's quite large, a good 6'5", very, very beefed out. Looks almost like a caged animal. And he smiles very, very widely when he sees you. Mr. Connor, saving the best for last. How's your head?
I've had worse.
You have, that's true.
I try to read the gravestones.
They all say different synonyms of broken, shattered, torn, pieces, apart, ripped. You know, it's funny. None of your companions were able to manifest this part of my realm. It speaks to you and what you've been through.
So you need other people's help to manifest certain aspects?
It takes the strain off. The human mind, and by human mind, I mean human psyche, not the rubbery gray stuff you keep in your skull, has outsized power as far as its ability to lift, shape, and change in spaces such as this. The same concept is what makes magic possible. The same concept is what takes that symbol you like to wear around your neck and gives it power in certain situations. It's just the power of belief.
Try to focus on a patch of river I was fly fishing years and years and years ago.
Can I give you a piece of advice?
Sure.
If you focus on it, you won't be able to manifest it. It's counterintuitive. You need to just be there. Just believe it. Just think about it. I'll help. And you're there. And when you open your eyes, he's there with you. Very good. See, nothing to it.
This is much better.
I like it. I think I'll keep it. I think I can. I think I can put it just a little bit off the side of my path over there. Although I'm running out of real estate. So, thanks are in order. Thank you for keeping your word and doing what I asked. I had no means of enforcing that promise, and you did it anyway. At great risk of harm, greater than I was expecting, if I'm being honest. I'm reviewing your memories right now, and oof, that's worse. That's worse than I thought.
It was a promise.
Yeah. Promises don't mean a lot to most of your kind. They'll say what they need to say to get what they want. And I half expected that you lot were doing just the same. But I was out of options. I was out of options to save him. Overjoyed it worked. You have my gratitude.
Well, you have mine for restoring us to life.
You want to know a secret? Something that I haven't told your companions, and I just got through talking to them.
Are they all okay?
I mean, okay is a relative term, but in a broad sense, yeah, you guys took quite a tumble there.
Yeah.
The human form, it's so fragile. It must be so unpleasant. I mean, you can just step wrong and an entire limb doesn't work right for weeks.
Or goes missing.
Or that. I've never had that problem before. Usually it just grows back.
That must be nice.
There is both comfort and malaise to be had in permanence. Mike, can I call you Mike?
Sure. Everyone else does right now.
There's power in names. They're calling you something abbreviated and something friendly because they're going to trust you, even though they don't want to. Because while they're afraid of you and what you represent, you put your life on the line to protect them. And that holds struck with your kind. I gave them advice, comfort in one case. I just don't feel like you're the type of man who needs or seeks either of those things. So I think for you, I've got information.
All right.
It's not over.
Didn't figure it was. I figured it's going to get worse from here on out.
I can't forecast the future. That's not how any of my gifts work, especially not when I'm here. But worse is a pretty good bet. Much worse. The power at play here, even I've got to respect it. And it's why I would have brought you back to life even had you not agreed to help me. I had nothing to lose and the world had everything to gain. I want to help you. I want to help you continue to do the work you do. I have some power. My power has grown since your actions at the island. If you can't tell, I'm considerably less depleted. I have the gift of deals back. You and I can make a simple accord, and we can shake on it, and I can give you a boon, payment in advance.
What would I have to agree to?
For you, I'm thinking a task that you'd find yourself on anyway. Nothing that happened on that island could have been the work of one man. It was largely the work of one man's bank account, but a great many twisted and disturbed minds put those events in motion. And what little memory I have of them leads me very strongly to believe that they're not done. I would like you to find them for me, learn their names, perhaps even see them brought to justice for their crimes. I can hope. I think the stakes might be quite high on that.
Don't think bringing them to justice in the traditional sense would actually work. There's no
Oh, no.
criminal
No.
charge of when I in the past.
Messing with Eldritch forces beyond mortal ken? No, that's not in any penal code, I know.
I generally just make sure they see their maker.
I was thinking around between the eyes as a sufficient punishment for each one, if you can make that happen.
That's going to be my mission for the foreseeable future.
All I'm asking is that you try. I'm not asking that you succeed because you're outmatched. You won't always be outmatched. Your kind, they grow, they adapt quick, and the power of your belief is potent. I think that you're just the type of man who can find a way to win, but I can't put that condition on you. All I ask is that you give it your honest best effort and fight hard. And if it comes down to dying, die well.
That's all I can hope for.
Do we have a deal?
We do.
He shakes your hand, and you feel a shot of power course up your arm and through your body, and something changes. Very nice. You know, you're the least like clay of all your companions. You're hard to shape. You're hard to mold. You know who you are and what you're capable of, which means I have to get creative with the application of my own power of change. But there's plenty I can do for you. There's plenty of ways I can make you better. Mostly just helping you cut the line of years and gifting you mastery, competence, strength, power, skill, things of that nature. I trust that that's not objectionable.
Not at all.
Keep in mind that everything that you know how to do is a perishable skill, but as long as you keep coming here, it will never perish, and you can spend your time devoted to things that matter. Don't come back here too soon, though, would be my recommendation. I can't imagine it's healthy.
You're probably right.
I'm going to keep this little stream for you and these little fish. It'll be here when you come back, and I plan on making use of it. And if you don't mind, I'm not going to take it from you, but I'd like to borrow the knowledge of how to use this stick to catch these fish. It looks relaxing.
It is. Do you eat?
If I want to.
When you catch them, you should try them.
Ooh. Do I just take it right out of the river and eat them like that, or
You got to cook it.
cook them? Right.
Yeah. Do you have a campfire or a stove, a fireplace in the cabin?
I have a fire now, thanks to Miss Rosemary. It appears hot. I haven't tested the extent of how hot yet, but I'd imagine its purpose will serve.
Cast iron skillet, a lot of butter.
Cast iron skillet, a lot of butter. And now I know what those things are, and I'm looking forward to it. Thank you, Mike.
You're welcome.
I'm going to let you go back to them. You've got an uncomfortable couple of days ahead of you. I'm just going to give you fair warning. The clouds of portent drift around your head pretty heavily.
Don't suppose you can see a few months out, can you?
No, those shoals are clouded by too much choice, which I know you know, but allow me to reiterate as a fundamental truth of the universe. Choice, will, it's what makes you human. Don't be afraid to make them. Don't be afraid to trust them. Your destiny is yours, and something like me, someone like me, I don't have any control over it beyond what I influence here. Fair?
Thank you.
I would ask for the pain medication pretty expediently. And a lot of you drift, and slowly but surely begin to come to. You're in the hospital, the lot of you. Lying, battered, but okay. No broken bones, just aches, pains, and soreness. In hospital beds, Edith and Rose, you're even in the same room. Mike, you're by yourself. And Rari, you're kind of in a place that doesn't really look too much like a surgical or medical bay, and you feel completely fine.
All right. Well, if I can, I'd like to stand up and look around.
You can.
I just sort of curiously check my clothes, look for my things.
They're pretty battered. They're pretty worn, but they're intact. You don't have any of your stuff on you. And from what you can tell, this place is very odd. It's very cold. It's just kind of a room. There are no beds. They're just tables, a bunch of drawers, a couple closets.
I am going to grab my things and start looking around in general to get my lay of the land, but also looking for Edith specifically and Thomas.
You can feel Edith in the way that kind of you do. You know that she's out there, and you're pretty sure that she's okay. As you look around the room further, you stumble upon a clipboard. Take a look at it, and what you see is kind of amusing. You're in a morgue, and they're very confused about what to do with you because you're breathing but have no pulse. So they just kind of stashed you here and are giving you a very, very wide berth until certain gentlemen can come further ascertain the situation or visit the equipment.
Well, I put my books on my back, smile. If I got a pair of shades or anything, like to just slip those on, battered as they may be.
I'm not going to deny you that.
All right. And
aviators.
And I'll walk out the door.
You do? There are a couple of med techs and nurses in the hallway who kind of give you a funny look, but a very, very wide berth. And you're out in the hospital proper. Edith and Rose, we'll go to you.
Edith, are you okay?
No, I don't like this. I'm really sorry that you're involved. I don't think there's any way to uninvolve you.
I don't want to be uninvolved.
You should.
I didn't know this is what you were dealing with.
Well, I mean, okay, I've never specifically dealt with undead things or whatever that was. And I don't think the guy who was at the room when we first woke up is the man I remember. Oh. These things are dangerous. That's it. That's the only reason I don't want you involved. They're not good. They're not fun. They're capricious and dangerous, and they will take everything because they're bigger than we are. And they can.
No, I know. And I'm not keeping this to, I don't know, to be a cool kid. I just want to be there for you in a way that you've been there for me. I had no idea, Edith.
It's okay. I didn't want anybody to know. I didn't want to be known as the person whose family had randomly fallen apart. I don't particularly want to be known as a super senior. I just want to get through my degree so I can go have an actual life. Because my sister isn't going to get to, and my parents are catatonic and nuts.
And I'll help you get there.
I don't know if we can. We're not even going to be able to finish like the week's assignments. We're going to get kicked out of college.
I'm not going to get kicked out of college.
That's a stupid thing to be worried about, but I'm worried about it because I don't want to get kicked out of. Do you have any idea how hard I had to work to get back in after missing 6 months because I had to be like in an outpatient psych ward?
I don't, but I can help you do your homework. And they're not going to kick us out. Okay? They're not. It'll be okay. And I'll help you get through finals. And you'll graduate. And then we'll go from there. But I do know that we've seen a lot. And that's not going to go away. But I can help with the normal stuff. Because I'm really good at the normal stuff.
But what if it could? What if it could? What if we could just let it go? And we don't need to be involved.
I just don't know that that's a choice.
I think you're right. But I don't like that it's not a choice. This isn't a. And now we have Thomas. Where's Thomas?
There's a knock at your hospital room door.
Come in.
A gentleman walks in his early 30s, you'd say. He's wearing a dress shirt and tie, sleeves rolled up, suspenders, and a shoulder holster, very plainly visible, wearing a badge for the Wellport Police Department around his neck. Ladies, how you feeling?
You know, like we didn't get hit by a bus, but we're inside the bus that got hit by a bus.
What she said.
Well, that's a lot of buses. Looks like you guys took a couple of nasty knocks on the noggin. Listen, I don't want to inconvenience you, take you away from your recovery for too terribly long, but you two have been missing for 2 weeks.
We're gonna get kicked out of school.
I heard that. I wouldn't worry too much about it. You were first reported missing by one of your professors. My name is Lieutenant Deacon Dalton. I'm with the Wellport Police Department. I'm a detective.
We're fine.
My mom
was
was gonna kill me.
It was a bad trip in the woods, and it was
Excuse
just
me?
supposed to be a camping trip. And
He takes out like a pad and a pen. You saying a bad trip? Are you talking about a vacation or are the drugs involved?
A camping trip. Like she said, we were hiking, we got lost.
You were hiking, you got lost
Mm-hmm.
for 2 weeks.
I actually don't remember anything. I think that the car crash, my head hurts so much.
You were camping. You were camping in the
That's all
well.
we remember.
No, Rose, your head hurts too, and we do not remember anything.
Ladies, you're not persons of interest. I'm not investigating, but if you pull the whole I won't talk to you without a lawyer, I'll listen. I'm just trying to get a little information.
I wish we had any.
All right. Well, I'll leave you be for now, but I'll just put a little nugget in your head, little burr in your boot. You're not the only folks missing. In fact, there are dozens of you. Many have been missing for weeks and weeks. It's the largest missing persons epidemic we've had in the department in 50, 60 years, and I'm fairly confident, just based on ample experience, that they're not all out hiking in the welds, lost, surviving without food or fresh water for 2 weeks. And if you know anything that could help me or the department figure out what happened to all these people, what happened to you, I would certainly hope that you would be forthcoming with that information. I will be in touch, and I wish you a happy recovery. Have a nice day.
Thank you, officer.
And he leaves.
Fuck. Of course there's a bunch of dead, missing bodies.
I just lied to a police officer.
No, you just withheld information. That's different. For all we know, we were camping.
Also, we don't have to worry about demons because my mother is going to kill us all.
You hear a kind of a loud crash, sort of muffled by the door, and you see through the thin glass sliver outside the door, Officer Deacon run the opposite direction of where you saw him leave, shrieking into a radio.
Do we hear what he's shrieking?
Do you want to?
Yes.
So do you get up?
Oh, sure. Yeah, I get up and I go to the door. Although I
Yeah,
figured
you gotta-
if he was shrieking,
you
I would hear something.
You gotta help. Yeah, you gotta help me. You get up and head out to see, and he's screaming out some sort of 10 code, and rounds a corner, like you can see, and you just hear like the sounds of a struggle.
I would like to go see what's struggling.
Yep, same. Keeping an eye out for Thomas or Rari.
Are we able to just walk? Like we're literally just banged
You're
up.
fine.
and
You're hooked up to
walk?
anything. You're just banged up in
All
gowns. You exit your room, walk down the hallway, and it does not take you long to find Thomas. He is literally in a fist fight with several orderlies. Well, Lieutenant Dalton tries to calm him down. It clearly does not want to go for his gun, but is starting to drift in that direction. And these orderlies are trying to restrain Thomas in as gentle a way as they can, but he is kicking their butts.
Rose is running in. She's like, Thomas, you have to stop. You have to stop.
Where
right
am I?
now.
Where am I? Why are they? Oh, what did they do to my head?
Thomas, it's okay. It's
Orderly
okay.
tries to take advantage of the distraction to grab him around the neck.
Would you
Thomas
stop
throws
it?
his head back to headbutt him, elbows him in the gut, and lays him out with a hell of a spinning roundhouse haymaker. Don't touch me.
Calm down, Thomas.
It's really okay. They're just trying to help. They don't know anything.
Where am I? What have they done to you? Where are your clothes?
I'm wearing clothes. They're just not normal clothes, and that's fine. But Thomas, for real, we're just in a hospital.
This
It's
one is
okay.
clothing made out of paper. And he falls over. He has been tased by.
That was unnecessary.
That was not cool. And she'll run over to him and like, it's okay. You're okay.
He's not okay. He's writhing on the ground as the current passes through him, and Officer Dalton stops and calls in radio. Unruly patient, St. Brendan's Hospital, did a whole hell of a number on a whole bunch of their orderly staff. I'm going to need some backup to get him in the freaking car.
No, you don't. For real, he's fine. He's scared.
Ma'am, I just saw this man punch a whole bunch of people in the face unprovoked. I can't let that go.
Yes, you can. Please.
While she's talking, I'm gonna walk back the other way to the nurse's station and be like, "Is there a Michael here?"
That's a good time to go on over to Mike, who has pressed the nurse call button, and a particularly bitter and exhausted looking male nurse named Doug. Yeah.
Hey, I got a strange question. What day is it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, what date? I don't know how. I got in a pretty bad wreck. I don't know how long I've been out.
It's Wednesday the 23rd.
Is that like 2 weeks from the last time I remember?
Yep.
Oh, great. Oh, are my clothes around here?
I mean, like, you want to talk about like strips of fabric that we found on your body? Yeah, I could go get them for you, but promise you're gonna get more coverage out of the gown, man.
What about like socks and shoes?
We got some loaners. What's your size?
12.
Yeah. I'm not actually supposed to let you like discharge yourself though, but
I just want to walk around the hospital.
I can let you do that.
There were some people with me too.
Yeah.
Teenage girls.
A detective from the police department wanted to interview them, and then he was going to come down and talk to you. So that's, I think, what's going on upstairs.
Did you catch his name?
His name, Officer. Lieutenant Dalton, I think.
Do I know him?
You'd know him, not like super close. You're not buds, but
right.
You would know him as one of what are derogatorily referred to by the populace, the legal community, the investigative community, and the cops themselves as a tryhard or a Boy Scout. He's a hard worker, honest as they come, and basically the guy heading up every crap assignment that comes up in this city.
Guy wearing suspenders and your shoulder holster?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Looks like he hasn't had the shirt dry cleaned in like 6 months, but wears it anyway. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. If you give me a pair of socks, I'm going to try to go find the girls if I can.
Yeah. Just give me 1 second. I'll go grab some loaners with you. What are you, like a 9, 10?
12.
12. Got it. I was close, I guess. Sorry about that. I'll be right back. And Doug leaves. And then immediately comes bounding back in the room. Like, all right, change of plans. We're momentarily going on lockdown.
What happened?
Apparently, there is a young gentleman in his early 20s upstairs beating the ever-loving crap out of most of our psychiatric staff, who are having a bit of a hard time getting him restrained. So we're just supposed to sit here and wait until the police respond and do their thing.
Do you know his name? Because I might know him. I might be able to get through to him.
John Doe. He didn't have any real like solid form of identification on him when we brought him in, but
was his left hand kind of black and charred?
Some of the most nasty burns I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, his name's Thomas. I might be able to get through to him.
You know him?
Yes.
Okay. You know what? Might be worth it. Just be careful. I heard he likes to go for the throat. So just maybe like keep your distance. because throat punches are very unpleasant. I know from experience.
So,
Follow me.
All right, thank you.
And he leads you up. You join Edith and Rose as they are being kept away from a very, very surly and zip-tied Thomas who's being questioned by the officer. Well, a whole bunch of bleeding and battered orderlies are just glaring murder at him, and clearly would like some payback if the cop wasn't there. Now that he is handicapped.
Lieutenant Dalton.
Connor, right?
Yeah. Listen,
Hey, I'm busy. I'll get to you in a minute. All right. I have a couple questions for you.
okay, this guy's a missing person. He's been through a lot of psychological trauma. I think it might be why he's so.
Was he with
scared.
you?
He was.
That's what we were trying to tell you.
That's
You were
all
trying
I'm
to tell
me.
saying.
So this guy was hiking in the Welds, missing for 2 weeks, and now he's got a hankering for beating up hospital workers. Is that what you were
He's
trying to
not
tell me?
doing it on purpose.
He's been through a lot. He's very scared.
Every single one of those punches was on purpose, ladies.
Oh
Every
my God! Would
single
you
one.
just
Of
let
them.
us go over there and talk to him? He will be fine.
Mike, what's going on, Mike?
Listen, if you check his, do I have his ID with me anywhere?
It would you would know that it would, because it didn't come in a wallet. It was just a card. It's probably mixed up in your possessions somewhere. And last you remember, because I remembered, all your possessions were with Rari.
If you can find our possessions, you'll find his driver's license. He's been missing for 6 months. You can clear a cold case.
6 months.
I think so. Maybe a
He
little
turns
longer.
back to Thomas. Where the hell have you been? Thomas just glares at him. 6 months? Mike, 6 months.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised when I found him.
Was he? You found him, did you?
Not like I wasn't even looking for him, but
Would that be at your campsite in the Welds?
This man is very rude.
can I talk to you alone? For a minute?
Yeah, I would like that. In fact, very, very much.
All right.
Come on. I take it their room is now empty on account of they're here. Ladies, stay here. And hey, Bruce. And one of the surly orderlies, looks like he has a broken nose, looks up. He said, you keep your hands off the merchandise and let the ladies talk to him, okay? Bruce. Hey, Bruce, I'm watching, Bruce. Swear to God, if I come back and he's got a new mark on him, I'll write you up too. Go talk to your friend. I'm going to go talk to Mike for a minute.
Listen, did you see his hand?
Yeah, it's friggin' disgusting.
Yeah. Listen, I was hired. I can't really go into details, but I was hired to follow one of the girls and track her. I was only doing it for just a little bit.
Wait. You're claiming investigator's privilege now with everybody missing and a dude with third-degree burns on his left arm beating the hell out of hospital employees. You're going to go privilege on me.
Just tell you, I can't tell you who hired me.
Why not?
But first of all, you wouldn't believe me, but it's not germane to the case. Listen,
Why don't you let me decide what's germane to the case, but I'll let you continue.
okay, I was following this girl. They end up getting kidnapped. I'm able to follow them, and I end up getting kidnapped too. We find this guy. Now the girls, let's say hypothetically, they were doing some chemical substances they shouldn't have. Their brains right now are all mixed up.
I knew it.
They're not reliable witnesses.
They got kidnapped?
Yeah.
By friggin' who, Mike?
I don't know. I was following them and I got hit too.
All right. It's not like that's unexpected information. Mike, you know that you were the last man reported missing of 56 missing persons cases opened up within the last 8 months. We have never been hit by that number of MCs. It's never, ever happened before. 56, Mike. 56.
Give me a few hours. I think I can give you information on a lot of those people.
Give you a few hours. Mike, you're a person of interest.
You think I'm part of it?
Your training, your background, The fact that you just confessed drug use to me? The fact that you turned
I
up with
did-
a bunch of
I-
college girls you confessed to
did-
following?
I didn't use any of the drugs.
Oh, you didn't use any of the drugs. They just used the drugs. Where'd they
Hypothetically,
get the drugs, Mike?
I haven't been following that long. They're college girls. How hard is it for them to get drugs?
I'm going to tell you what. You've done a lot of good for the department. You've done a lot of right by me. And I am flipping terrified of your lawyer. So I'm going to let you go on your own recognizance. You are not to leave the state. You are not to leave the city. And if you want those conditions lifted and you want my scrutiny to maybe go somewhere else, you come up with a little of that information for me. And you come to me. You don't file a report. You don't send an email. You don't send a text message. You don't have that lawyer of yours come yell at me and tell me to do things. You come to me down at the station. You come to my office, and we talk it out, all right?
Agreed.
All right. And I'm going to need something else from you, too.
What's that?
That guy, everything you know about him, because moves like that don't come from some random missing vagrant.
He went missing 6 months ago. From what I know, he has no family. I think he was kidnapped because they didn't think anybody would report him missing.
You mean targeted?
Yes.
So these aren't random kidnappings. These are targeted kidnappings?
Well, they're random in the sense they're just grabbing people. I don't know what their pattern is, but
He wasn't random. He wasn't just grabbed. He was targeted.
I think so.
Oh, yeah. Jesus, Mary, and her husband, Joseph. Okay. I'm going to have a really hell of a hard time reporting back that I let go a crazy, missing, by all accounts and stenches, homeless person who assaulted and battered a whole mess load of medical personnel. Unless, given that my backup's response time continues to be extremely piss poor due to, shall we say, interdepartmental hazing, I commission you to transport said gentleman with me as a muscle. You following me?
I can do that.
All right. So here's what I'm going to do. And I'm doing this because I know you, and I'm doing this because I owe you favors. I'm going to let you handle him, but you keep him on hand. You do not help him disappear. You do not help him hide. You keep him with you. You get me my information. You get those girls back to the university, back to their parents where they belong. And you tell me who next of kin is for the corpse.
Which corpse?
The redhead guy.
Oh, the Irish guy?
He's Irish. I don't
think
flip
so.
a no, Mike. He's dead.
Oh. Are you sure he's dead?
No
I would have
pulse.
thought him would have survived out of all of us.
No pulse.
Yeah. Let
Ferrari,
me-
if you would like to make an entrance now.
I was thinking it may actually go against the best way to resolve this situation. Barari doesn't know that. He sees a lot of guards roaming around, and I think that well, not guards, like medical personnel, but I'm assuming some security guards and stuff. And I think he'd probably at some point duck into an alcove, and then I would like a ruling. Does my shape-shifting power do clothes?
I'm going to say yes. I see no reason why not.
Then in that case, I am just going to be my best remembrance of like the first face that my brain goes to. And suddenly Humphrey Bogart is in that hallway wearing a trench coat and a hat. And
Excuse me? Are you listening to me?
doing a terrible impression. I'm sorry. I'm here to talk to Mike about business, see?
Mike, why is a terrible bogey impersonator intruding in on our conversation?
No, Mike, you don't understand. It's about the van, you know, and all the things that were in it.
Oh, the van, sir. You mean the van that wrecked?
Yes,
The
I
van that
do.
wrecked with a fatality and a violent, crazy person in it. That van?
Oh, yes, that van indeed. I do the vehicle insurance, and
Mike.
we need to talk about the insurance for the vehicle.
Mike, I don't know when you concocted this play. I don't know when you added this to your toolbox to try to get out of things, but it's terrible.
I don't know. I think he maybe want to talk to me alone.
You know what?
I'll fill you in.
This
right.
this continues to get weirder and more uncomfortable, and I'm already over my skis as it is. I am going to go cite Mr. Crazy Fist Thrower and leave you to your business. Remember our agreement.
Yes, sir.
And you don't forget your own insurance.
Crap.
This could happen to you, son.
Who did Aiden
Got
send
insurance for the state. Thanks, folks.
you? Did Aiden send you?
Oh, no. Mike, it's me. I got him with a disguise, I did.
Yeah,
Stuck right out of there.
Okay, we're going to talk about disguises.
No, it's a bloody good one, ain't it?
No,
I figure,
it's terrible.
What? But it's Bogart.
You're almost black and white.
Well,
You're
I
not
ain't never
blending
seen him
in.
otherwise.
But just I'll go over disguises with you.
All right. And I'll just kind of follow along.
Did they say? Did they think you were dead?
Oh, I think so. A morgue. That's where they put the dead ones, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
pulse.
could tell I weren't normal.
All right. Do we have the paperwork that had a lot of the names of people they kidnapped?
I mean, you don't have it.
Well, I mean, we had a bag with that stuff in it.
Yes. Oh, yes. He has.
Rory, did you see that stuff?
What?
Any of our personal effects?
I remember my own bag. Did it have the other stuff in it?
You had kept all that stuff in there, yeah.
Think we're good there.
All right. Okay. As soon as you can, and there's nobody around, change out of Humphrey Bogart back into Rory, and then we're gonna get out of here. I gotta take Thomas with me. We gotta give this lieutenant all the information we can about the people who are missing. Maybe get some closure to the loved ones, but we got to get out of here before something worse happens.
Okay, well, they don't know that I'm anywhere. They figure I was dead. But why can't I let them be under that impression? Shall I leave the premises and be myself again, or?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to write up the fact that a dead man got out and left the morgue. They're going to figure out some excuse to cover that up because they don't.
Oh, but I do have to go back to school. Or maybe I don't. Maybe this is my way out.
I don't know, but we got to get the girls out of here, and we got to get Thomas out of here.
All right, fair enough. I don't know. All this business is your deal. Point me where you want me.
All right, and back over to Edith, Rose, and Thomas, who are being given some space, but he is still getting glared at by everybody whose ass he just kicked.
That
We
was
cannot-
really impressive. Oh, nope. You first, Edith.
No, that's fine. I think yours will be more helpful than what I was about to say.
It was really impressive, but we can't do that ever again.
They roughed me up first.
No, I totally believe you. They seem like terrible people, but I don't want to see you go to jail. That's not helpful. Are you okay? Did they hurt you besides the tasing part?
I mean, yeah, I hurt everywhere. I woke up and they were messing with my hand. I tried to tell them, hey, don't do that. You get hurt. He hit me, and then I hit him back, and then his friend came and hit me, and then his other friend was hitting me, and then all of a sudden it was 3-on-1, and I was defending myself.
You're defending yourself, and they hit you first. And if they start anything with you, we have that, okay? But you
don't
have to
want to
stop
touch the
hitting.
black hand. That's all I was trying to say.
Thomas,
Don't yell
Ugly
at them.
freaking jerk.
Thomas,
You.
Thomas.
Sorry.
they're gonna put you in a straitjacket and a padded room
Oh, I'd
if
like to see
you
this
don't
try.
calm the hell down.
I'd like to see them
Really
try.
need
He
to
won't
be
hit me with the
calm.
lightning magic.
Thomas. Thomas,
You can't do that.
please don't.
Okay. What do I do?
Just stay quiet. Despite I know they're gonna make faces and be rude. Just stay quiet and let Edith and I talk, okay? I really don't think the officer's gonna pick a fight here because I think he knows he's wrong.
I mean, okay. I'll follow your lead, but you got to watch that one. He's a pretty strong wizard, and that was a pretty strong lightning spell. It hit really hard.
The officer does?
He's talking about the taser, I think.
Oh, yeah, that's like a gun.
It's
You
okay.
kind of got shot in a way.
I got shot.
But we don't want you to get shot again with lightning.
I don't want to get shot
So
with lightning. That hurts.
just
I'm good to go.
stay with
be good.
us
I'll be good. I don't want that to
and
happen
stay
again.
calm.
That sucked. I'm good. I'm calm. I'm calm. I'm calm. I won't hit anybody. I'm good.
You don't need to tell them anything.
I
In
just want them
fact-
to know that I'm not going to beat them up anymore. Their
They-
masculinity is safe from further impugnment.
Stop it. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. Come on,
I mean,
let's go.
I can
Get you out
hear
of
their
there.
thoughts. That's why they're pissed off. They're angry that they're angry that their friends had to watch that happen to them.
Hold
I
on,
just
you
don't
can
know it's not
hear their
personal.
thoughts?
You can read people's minds.
If I try, and if the thoughts are really prominent, like that dude is really, really pissed off. He's fantasizing about taking something very heavy upside my head. But little does he know, I would take it from him before he hit me.
Can you read our thoughts?
I've never tried. That would be a betrayal of your trust.
Okay, good. It would be, so don't.
I never would. That would be a violation. These guys hit me.
No, yeah, they're rude. But we're just gonna talk to the police officer and we're gonna calm everything down, okay?
Okay,
I'll follow your lead.
Okay.
we're not going to talk to the police officer.
That is rude, sir. That is rude. That would hurt very much.
Thomas, they don't know you can do that.
I wouldn't let you do it. You think I would. I wouldn't. End up on the ground again with your buddy.
Thomas, honey, no. You've got to stop talking to their thoughts. It's not something people know how to do.
Isn't?
No.
Is that why they are hitting me?
Maybe a little. It's not right, but
Well,
people often fight things they're scared of. So let's
Sorry.
And then punch them in the throat.
It's a
You
vulnerable-
did like
it's a vulnerable
roundhouse
sport.
kick a dude.
vulnerable
I didn't even
point.
know people could do that.
It's a vulnerable point with a lot of cartilage. It's where you should hit people. You should both hit people in the throat if you're going to hit people.
I don't intend to hit people.
Guys, I think we should go try to find Mike.
I
And
think it's a
Rory.
really
Mike's right
good
there.
plan.
Oh. Hi, Mike.
Hey,
And
Hey, Mike.
Bogart.
Yes, it is I.
I kneel down to Thomas. Hey, listen.
It is I, Bogsy.
This is brilliant. How did you do this so quick?
Oh, well, you see, it is the power of the vehicle insurance. Spoken of,
Even.
Rory, we're adding something to your list.
Aw.
Thomas.
it's all I have left.
I think it's a really cool cosplay.
Mike, I just learned that I was not supposed to hit people or read their minds. I'm sorry.
All right. Yeah, listen. Lieutenant zip tied you, tased you. He's a good dude. All right.
He seems rude.
He's a very powerful wizard.
Yeah.
He's not a wizard. He's a beat
Listen.
cop.
Lightning spells are hard.
Was he able to see through my
All
disguise?
right. Listen. I'm gonna take you. Go back to the girl's house. Get you some clothes. Then we're gonna go down to the police station. Go over all this. I'm gonna talk to my lawyer. He's looks like Jason, but he's not. All right. Don't get freaked out when you see him. But we're going to go to the police station and get this all settled out. You just need to remain calm and just trust me. Can you do that?
I will. Just tell people to stop hitting me.
All right.
No one's.
I'm good. I'm not a violent dude. They were trying to touch the hand, and the hand is dangerous. And I tried to tell them to stop, and they did not want to stop, so I stopped them.
All right.
Hey,
Sure.
Edith,
Hmm?
Yeah.
the cop mentioned that a professor reported us missing.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think it was Aiden, do you?
It could have been.
Who?
Just something to think about. Aiden's he's sort of a professor. He's like a half-timer.
I mean, I feel like he would have just come to find us.
Is he a wizard too?
Well,
stop
if
talking
you
about
asked
wizards.
me 2 weeks ago, I would have said absolutely not. But
Turns
Mike,
out
what's
everybody is.
your attorney's name?
His name's... Let's go back into the girls' room for a little bit of privacy.
Yeah, let's do that. Those guys are thinking about going home and getting these metal sticks that shoot fire at me.
Yeah.
they should not be orderlies.
They think that they're safe in their fantasies.
In
Let's
fairness,
not talk about this out loud. Let's go in the room.
Sorry again. You'll be able to sing again soon, Anthony. It heals. I promise. I didn't hit you that hard.
Thomas, stop it.
drag.
He does opera. He
So
doesn't want
listen.
his buddies to know that. He's very embarrassed that I
Okay.
told him. I'm
Thomas.
sorry again.
Okay.
Thomas,
Listen.
like hand over your mouth.
We're all in the room.
Mhm.
Close the door.
Let's just turn on with him. He wasn't acting like this on the island.
Mm-mm.
He's
I
fine.
feel good. I feel better. Or I did until there were a bunch of really heavy muscle-bound dudes on top of me hitting me in the ribs.
We get that. Mike, what's your plan? Can we leave? I think Rose and I may have told conflicting stories to the cop.
Yeah. Let's get out of here and go through all that. I'm assuming I've been St. Brendan's before or somewhere. Is there any sort of Catholic person on staff here?
I mean, this is St. Brendan's Hospital, as best as you can tell. The church failed. The hospital didn't, largely because its funding was taken over by private interests. It was very controversial about 15 years back. But yeah,
All
they'd
right.
have they would have a chaplain and everything.
Okay. I find someone and say, I need to get a message to the Archbishop. Have them just please
Yeah,
tell
and I
him
need to get a message to Brad frickin' Pitt, pal.
I have the number you can call.
It's Doug, the recalcitrant nerd. Fine. You're a strange dude.
I know. Just please tell him to send some help to St. Brendan's Hospital. Tell him Michael Connor needs some assistance.
Okay.
Thank
Anything
you.
else I
Appreciate
should tell him?
it. We need
Humphrey
just need a
Bogart's
ride.
here. Bring something to sign.
Check
we-
under
we-
the
we need a-
hood.
we need a ride and make sure Father Francis is okay too, please.
Okay. I think he's here. I think he's all right. I think his
Oh.
legs broke or something.
Let me go. Which room is he in?
Shoot. I think he's 5208, if I'm remembering correctly.
All right. Listen, Thomas, you just stay here with the girls. Rory, stay here as Humphrey Bogart. I'm going to talk to Father Francis, and we should be out of here within the hour.
You got it, pal.
Go catch up with Father Francis. Make sure he's okay. See if he knows anything else that we don't know.
Anyone want to take these off?
Yeah, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah. Father Francis is not conscious.
Okay.
He is messed up a lot worse than you are. He wasn't specified in the magical effect, so the protection didn't help him. Didn't extend that far. He's probably going to make it, but he's jacked up and is lying, casted, bandaged, and intubated in an intensive care room.
All right. He's intubated. There's no real point talking to him, so I'm gonna. Well, Father Francis, thank you for helping us get out of there. I don't know if you can hear me, but
He
I'll
nods.
come check on you later. And I go back to the girls' room.
And that's just the group.
Rory, that's like actually really impressive.
Oh yeah, I
Like,
can.
you kind of look like him.
You know, he's a personal hero. I only saw the one thing with him, the Blanca movie, and it was pretty good.
That's really good.
It was real good. I like
We'll talk about this later. I'm sorry. We have other stuff to discuss.
Okay,
Besides Rory's cosplays.
all right. Thomas, don't go dying now. All right.
I have no intention to die. That would suck. After everything
Alright.
I've been through.
But if you gotta die, don't be dying in front of nobody who was trying to like kidnap you for evil purposes.
I have no intention of letting that happen to me a second time.
All right, good. We're all clear. Just sort of general information I was trying to get out there into the ether because I don't want to kill you.
I would
What?
not want you to do that either. Don't do that.
Just
I
three
thought we were
random
friends.
disassociated facts from Rari. It's fine.
Rory, do not kill Thomas.
Of course not. Why would I do
thought
such
we were
a thing?
friends.
No, that's exactly what I was saying. I don't want to kill you because you don't want to kill your friends.
Oh, I get it, guys. I get it. It's a thing. Rory, I don't want to kill you either.
See, Thomas gets it. Regular Tom, we got this.
In fact, I do everything in my power not to kill you.
Oh, I love this man. He's a good man. He is.
That's
All right.
another thing going on the list of questions for Rory, but maybe we should go home.
All
Can
right.
we?
I don't know,
Well-
Mike.
Rory, you have the list. You have the satchel that had all the information in it.
Yep.
Let's start going through this now that we have a little time.
Wait, do you want to do it here?
Yeah, can't we
Well,
go
we'll
home?
start here. We got nothing else to do right now. As soon as our ride gets here, we're going to head home.
They're just going to let us leave. The angry lightning wizard says that I was going under the jail, whatever that means.
You and I are going to go see him later. You have to stay with me. I gave him my word that I would make sure you and I went to see him. We're also going to tell him
Okay.
Now, can we
about
not
what people
just
we
get
can.
can we not just get a phone car? Because sometimes Edith gets those. They take money from her and they'll drive you bloody anywhere. It's
Well,
right when
Yeah,
you've
the
been
least we
drinking.
could do is just get an Uber.
we have a ride coming, which won't ask as many questions and which will give us some clothes too. Most Ubers don't have clothes with them.
You summon a vehicle from Uber?
Oh yeah,
Is Uber a wizard?
wacky stuff. You know, I hadn't asked, but maybe.
Also, none of us have our phones. And yeah.
Oh, right. Well, you could get me one of them fancy ones then. What with all the fidgets on it.
You get a job.
All right, great.
They're the same thing.
Let me know what you want me doing then. What you trust me on?
You could make a good barista.
While they're talking, I'm going to start going through the paperwork and I guess investigate a mystery.
Yep.
I think
All
one
right.
needs some education to be a barrister, Rose.
Some
Not
education. Some little bit. All right. Go ahead and roll sharp.
It gives me a 7.
All right. A 7. You can hold one. Ask one question.
Does it look like I have information on about the number of people who are missing? On close, at least. Or
It is a list of names. Each name has some sort of like identifying information for an address or a place. At first, you think it's going to be all nice and clean, and this is just where everybody lived. But as you continue reading through the list, it becomes pretty readily apparent that this is where they were targeted. These people were tracked, investigated, and these addresses are the locations where they were probably seized.
Hmm. Anybody want to help me go through this?
Edith will.
Okay, roll sharp.
So that is 10.
All right, you get to ask 2 questions.
All right. Let's see. Can we do we recognize any of the names? There's no names on this list. It's just the locations, right?
There are names. There are names and locations.
Do
Over 50.
Do we recognize any of these names?
You sure recognize Thomas Hemwick, and you're pretty sure a couple of them are students at the university.
Okay. And does Thomas have a location by his name, and what is it?
Yeah, there's an address.
Okay. So at least we know where Thomas comes from.
That's good. We can take him back there and maybe find your family.
What's the address?
It's just an address, 1227 South Ilu Parkway.
Do you recognize that address, Thomas?
Yes.
Is it
your
home?
house?
No, I just recognize it. You asked me if I recognize it. It looks familiar. I don't know what it is.
Do we still have Thomas's driver's license?
He would. I put it in his bag.
You could look at it. It'll have its home address.
Does that match up?
They do not align.
Different one.
Fabulous. We have 2 dots to connect.
Can we not do it after going home for a while?
It
We're
would be-
more answers for you guys, but ever since I talked with the guy when I was asleep, everything is so fuzzy.
The king?
Is that who that is?
What did he say to you?
I don't remember. I've never been able to talk to him before. I remember seeing him like across a great distance every time I was unconscious back on the island, but we were never able to talk. And this time we were. He was fishing.
He's a nice little old man, but I'm sorry I can't remember what he said.
He told me to do something, and then we shook hands, and I feel so different.
You're acting differently.
He said he was going to heal me, I think.
Did he say,
Maybe he did.
Hey, Thomas,
Hmm?
what do you remember about the mansion? Do you still remember everything?
Oh, no. Not very much. Oh, I feel like I knew more than this. I
It's
remember
okay.
being asleep. I remember pain and fear and feeling like I was being torn apart and put back together again. But that's it. I also remember that when you woke me up when I remembered this, it made me feel sad and scared, and now I feel nothing.
That's okay. It's pretty normal to tuck really intense stuff away.
That's
Maybe
not
we-
what I did.
I'm sure it'll come back.
I tucked my memories away.
Or the king did it for you.
is the king a wizard?
I think he might be.
Not everyone's a wizard.
Look at all the stuff people can do.
I got a sense of kinship with this one. It takes
Thomas.
a minute to figure out it ain't all wizards.
Thomas,
What's up?
most people will think you're crazy if you talk about wizards, so don't mention wizards around
Or a nerd.
Gotcha.
people.
Mad people with magic phones. I gotcha. I thought
Any
maybe-
ETA on our ride?
You find yourself waiting a while. Frankly, a conspicuous amount of time, a long time. And Mike,
Can I roll?
doesn't feel right.
Can I roll deal with the agency?
You can.
That's a 11.
Okay. Go ahead. Tell me what happens. Tell the audience what happens.
So after a while, a nun shows up with some sweatpants and sweatshirts and shoes for everybody,
Mhm.
at least for the four of us who aren't really clothed. And we get a ride back to the girl's house, and yeah, I'm hoping my van's still parked outside their house. It's been 2 weeks though, so I'm not sure.
The nun who drops off all the stuff in the car leaves you with one interesting piece of information before she goes. After she drops it off and hands you the keys and leaves, she just looks you dead in the eye. Michael.
Yes, ma'am.
Be careful.
I
I'm
will.
not the first they sent, and we haven't heard from the first they sent in hours.
Who was it?
We called in a favor with an outside contractor. It was probably a mistake. Normally, pages don't end up in the line of fire, but well, we have reason to fear the worst with the events of the last day. So I recommend you get where you're going and lock up tight.
All right, thank you, sister.
I'll pray for you, Michael.
Thank you. I could use it. All right, girls, go in the house. I'll be in just a minute. Let me get changed.
Are we
have
safe
a
to go in
thing.
the house?
You have your old house just so you remember it. Just a little brownstone-esque thing off of University Row. Mike, your van is parked across the street. It's got a boot on it and a veritable tome of paper underneath one of the windshield wipers, but it's there.
All right.
Karma.
Rory?
I've got a thing. But as we were leaving the hospital, I
ahead.
wanted to just like hung back from everybody like a few feet as Humphrey Bogart, and like gone back beyond some sliding plastic doors, and then but like have done so as Rory, looked at everyone and gone, "Everyone, be on the lookout! My evil twin, the serial van smasher, is about. Who knows where he could be?" And then I will run out the door and be Humphrey Bogart again. And
Everybody just stares, blinks, gets back to work. One of you, in fact, you could hear one of the orderlies go, "I am moving out of this goddamn town."
Perfect. Anyway, back to the present. I believe I was being spoken to by Edith.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab, I don't know, I'm sure there's flower pots on the bench. There's nothing really else, but I'm grabbing like a head-sized flower pot, and I'm like, all right, wait, we don't have any keys. Shit.
What?
Oh, man.
Rose is going to test the door to see if anyone has messed with it being unlocked.
It's locked.
Thank God.
Would you like me to brute force it? Not like with a kick or nothing, but like with a asking it kindly.
Please.
All right, pull out my book.
Give it a shot. Spell of opening is probably pretty basic.
And I'm like holding this at the ready to throw it should there be anything in there because I don't trust.
This one is nearly as bad as I can possibly roll. I succeed on a roll of 4 on these. This does not work at all. The spell fails.
Yeah, sure does. In fact, you hear a sizzle and like acrid gray smoke begins to pour from the lock.
I'm sorry. Nope. They're tired. They're tired of listening to me. You know, eventually they just get sick of the sound of your voice, but they got short memories.
While I'm quickly getting dressed, I'm going to check my van's surveillance, see if I recorded the 24 hours or so right before I went missing.
Yes, you do. And you see in the background, Thomas just steps up and just goes, and the door falls in.
Oh my god.
Ladies first.
Okay. Okay. Edith,
That is a very.
we'll fix it later. We'll fix it later.
I'm taking this with me.
That seems fair.
Hello?
We wanted to go inside. All
Are
right,
you
Mike.
sure it should be ladies first?
Thank you, Thomas.
I'm just saying it could explode.
Thomas, you or Mike, back at your surveillance. What are you looking for? Tell me what you're looking for in specific.
Seeing how we all got snatched up, see if any force, if there's any sort of glitch, if there's like a flash.
As you scroll through your video on what you estimate, because you know is the day you got taken, you see a moment where you're there and then you're not. So you fast forward to watch it in its entirety. You're sitting in your van watching, and you react as if someone had like knocked on the door or something, and you roll down the window, look out, and you see someone reach in and just like pat you on the shoulder. You nod, you go back in, stare into the distance, stare into space for 5-6 minutes, and then leave your van of your own accord.
Do I recognize the person?
It was just a hand. Everything else is sealed up. Looked like in like a rain poncho or some sort of slicker.
All right, as soon as I get changed into, contractor outfit, I head into the house. I see the door knocked down.
And what you all find inside makes your blood run cold. And I will describe it to you when we return from our break.
Oh,
That's rude.
It is rude.
Bye.
All right, one moment. Oh, 1 second. Vamping. So, I'm
Oh, right, because we have to do our announcements and stuff.
Yes. Real quick, does anyone have anything they want to announce? We are killing some time. Go ahead,
Hello.
step out for a second, and she's in control of the stream.
I'm here to help. Okay, everybody. So in the last couple of weeks, I have mentioned it. The Uncanny Pros store is going to be moving. We're probably like 1 to 2-ish weeks away from that being finalized. So if there's anything you love from the Heroes of the Realm, you're going to want to get it now, because once we move the store, it's going to be new merch, and we're not sure what's going from this store to the new store. In terms of merch, if you're really loving these characters and you cannot possibly wait until the new store opens, you can find a whole bunch of Welcome to Wildport stuff in there. We've got like a cute little Uncanny ink sticker and hoodie, and I think t-shirt. I'm pretty sure those are the items in there.
Yeah, with the new little green logos.
The new little green dragon. That's all I have for the merch store. if you're here because you love Gooey Cube and you've been around and you've been with us since we were Gooey Cube, Elle works with a company called Gooey Cube. For those who don't know, it's a super cool D&D 5th edition gaming company. So we make modules. Now, if you've been here before or you ever wanted to meet us, we are going to be at Genghis Con at the end of February. We're running a massive live stream called the Great Gooey Dungeon Giveaway Game Show. And it is huge. We're going to be running like multiple prizes. You'll be able to have audience interaction. If you can't be there in person, you can be there on Twitch. If you have questions about that, you can go to our About Us section and there should be a little Gooey Cube button. Just click it and it'll take you over there. I think that's probably all Elle has.
Does Elle have any Fateful Designs things going on?
Oh my God, she does. I totally forget that I have a whole other thing. So Elle, hello. I run the art for Uncanny Inc. and Creations and Prose. But I do a little side thing off to the corner called Fateful Designs. If you're interested in finding some of my art or my stickers or Elle-specific merchandise, you can find me by going again to our About Us section and clicking the Fatefully Elle button or Fatefully Designs.
I think it's Fateful Designs.
It might be Fateful Designs. But if you click it, you can go check it out. I've got a whole ton of new merchant, and we actually just ordered the first 5 stickers of the Tarot series. So there's going to be new stuff probably next week.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Well, thanks.
I'll see you soon.
While everybody else grabs a drink. Next up is Bill, who has some new endeavors to share with everybody.
Yeah, I've just started my own role-playing game publishing company. It's still in its infancy. I'm still struggling to get the first product launched. I have a website. It's really clunky. You'll get a warning saying that it's not secure. It's not a Russian bot site. It's just that the certificate hasn't been. It's
Authenticated somehow.
I'm not really tech savvy. I'm still learning how the interwebs work. But
aren't we all?
Yeah. The website's otpgames.com, Old Testament Paladin. It's sort of it's old fat beard type game supplements is what we're going to be getting here very soon. The first one's like 95% done, just waiting on a couple more things to get ready, and then we'll probably be publishing it on the website and probably on drivethrurpg.com because that's a lot easier for if you want to get any hardcover stuff or actually as something not just more than just a PDF. So
cool. Stay
tuned. We'll have updates very soon.
And that'll be primarily D&D based. Yes.
Pretty much all D&D because
fabulous.
Yeah, Gam World's not really a thing anymore. So
fair enough. Cool. Next up, we have Dan, who has a really cool podcast that he does with some cool people who I think are in our audience tonight soon.
There is at least one of them, I believe, and you were not led astray. If one seeks good podcasts, and yea, verily, why shouldn't ye? Join us for a quest most grand in the far land of Ombligo del Diablo, place further from some of us than others, as it takes place in the deserts of California, in a tiny little town with lots of spooky magic, where things do get seriously dark. It is a mature podcast. It is a Mage, the Ascension 5th edition actual play podcast, and we would love to see you listen to it. It's good times and bad times, lots of bad times. Bad times are where you're at if you're current with the podcast. So I don't know, come if you like bad vibes sometimes. Have a wonderful time. Ombligo del Diablo. Click on my name and you'll find it.
Bad times are the most interesting of times. I'm just saying.
Indeed.
Cool. Well, I think I might be the last person who has something, and I'll let everybody grab a drink if they need to. But so the last Thursday of the month, 8 p.m., I have a little show on this channel called Read Watch Vent, where we read books and watch the movies that they have been adapted into. And then we vent about them and whether we liked them or not. And the current one that we are reading / watching is Ready Player One, which I have very strong feelings about. I had strong feelings about the first time I read it and watched it. And the second time around, I'm just like, oh boy, all the feelings. But it's a friend of mine who is a fellow actress and writer, and we would love to see you guys there. And if you guys have any suggestions for books and whatnot, we are filling out our spring schedule for the next couple months. And it's probably going to be books and movies that dovetail into sort of the inspiration for this campaign. So if you guys want to be reading along with us, you're more than welcome. And I think everybody we still have a few people out. So I heard DM from the other room. It's just gonna be a moment. Let's see. I'm gonna pop people back and we are gonna chat.
Hello.
Hello.
How's it going?
It's going good.
Yeah.
So I'm curious from the audience. So we're still updating the point system because obviously this is very different from D&D. After seeing a couple episodes, those of you who have been here, I'm actually kind of curious from you guys what you're interested in being able to impact. We have a couple of ideas, and I need to get a few more things from Lawrence so that I can actually make the back end changes onto our stream. But if you guys have specific things that you're interested in changing or like being able to impact, I'm open to suggestions.
With the exception of killing Dan, that's off the table. Period. End of story.
I mean, they
I've
can
already made
contribute.
Save Dan 2023 stickers. He has to survive.
You could contribute to killing Dan, I'm sure. Don't you worry. There's just not. We don't want to make it that easy for you.
Aloof Puppet is very interested in Rari falling down some stairs. So,
I mean, that's the only way it can happen now because I'm awesome.
Right?
Oh.
I have a good one. What if for a decent amount you could give someone a luck point?
I think that's going to be one of them, giving a luck point. I think that's going to be a large buy because the luck
It feels
points
like it. They're pretty strong.
we can basically use to big God in the system. And hold on, I'm gonna move this around, guys, so that DM is towards the top. Give me a second. Badurp.
Is Badurp Badurp is the sound of tech magic.
Started from the bottom, now he's here.
Allowing players to get an extra question. That's actually a decent one too.
Oh, yeah, no, that's good. A decent and very powerful one. There should also probably be some kind of heal.
Yeah, some sort of heal. So we'll come up with some new ones as well as a few. Yes, Dead Lemons. If you want to read, we're home brewing based off of Monster of the Week. So if you want to look up the players, it's pretty easy. It's pretty straightforward.
2d6 plus a thing.
We roll 2d6 for manipulating people, for staying calm, for investigation, for being tough and using magic.
For doing the abracadabras. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And only perfect rolls typically go off without a hitch. It's a very unforgiving system, but it's very interesting from a,
We picked it because we can put our characters through a lot of heck in order to create a very interesting story for you guys.
Yeah, and even +1 bonuses are very powerful in this system. On a 2d6, the most you'd usually be adding is 3 down to like -1. But like even like a stream reward of a +1 on a roll would probably be fairly strong, enough to swing it in a lot of cases. Because when you hit 10 on your 2d6 plus, that's a success on most things on the chart.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a complete success with no hitches or caveats or
And if you can boost it from a 6 to a 7, that means the difference between it kind of working and not working at all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. These are good ideas.
A minor prophetic vision. That could be very interesting.
I like it.
Especially since we have our our Misty King
Mm.
in the wherever the heck he is.
Actually, I like
I don't
that.
trust it.
We will. I think one of our high end point purchases will be you can pick a character who gets to commune with the king.
It'll be tough to. We'll all have to be briefed enough on the king so that when it's our runs DMing though, that our story chronicling. What's our thing?
Keeping.
Keeping. When we're keeping, what the king would do and how he would talk and what sort of visions could be presented.
I can share some information that doesn't spoil things
Okay.
off camera.
Dun, dun, dun.
Well,
You
speaking of not
fools, you're in the
spoiling
dark.
things, we should get back to our game.
Yep.
Yeah.
Act 3.
The conclusion. We're horrified at what we see in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Am I not getting my deposit back?
Oh, you're not.
What?
Oh, you're not. This deposit is gone.
I'm getting kicked out. I'm
Account.
going to fail all my classes.
I
I'm
love
losing my
our
deposit
house.
on my
What'd
house.
you do to it?
This place, to say the least, has been the scene of a struggle. You walk through your entryway into your living area. The couch is tipped over. The table is broken. Stuff has fallen off the walls, a wall of which there is a hole in. And it just chaos. It's like a bomb went off in here.
Okay, draw my pistol. Girls, get back. Clear the house. Make sure there's nothing still in there.
It's probably
I think
from
we should
before,
all stick
right?
together.
Yeah, if it's all the same.
Stay by the door in case you need to get out of here. Tom, if you want to, you can come with me.
Sure.
I just clear the house.
Thomas gets to go.
Rory, go with
Rory-
this.
Yeah, Rory.
I promise I won't.
Skip on over.
Rory, I promise I won't kill you.
You too, bud.
Come on, Mike. Let's go punch people in the throat.
Is there anything else alive in here still, or?
Oh no, this place is trashed. Once you get off the ground floor up to the bedrooms, the signs of struggle abate. Whatever happened down low. But you do find something incredibly interesting in both of the bedrooms, which have space cleared in their center, like rugs moved, furniture pushed back, and you see what is very, very clearly the remnants of a magical circle and a working in both rooms.
Rory, do you know what this is?
Well, someone was getting up to something that took more than tossing a book around. I'll tell you that. Can I examine it for further clues of its purpose?
You sure can. The move we'll do for that is we'll have you investigate. So roll sharp.
5.
All right. You know what? I'll let you ask a question. A question. You know enough about magic. I'll give you a hold.
Okay. Would this have coincided? Its activation have coincided with our disappearance 2 weeks ago?
Hard to date it that precisely, but it's old and it's spent. And you notice some of the ritual components like candles, metals, whatever was on the altar, they're spent. It's mostly ash. The candles are dripped down to nothing. Some serious power was worked from these circles, and it happened at least days ago.
I'm going to try to see if I can figure out anything. I have one question I want to ask.
Go for it. Roll for it.
Oh, yeah, no. I got
Nope.
a 5 total. You
You can ask the question. Just can't trust what I
Can I-
said.
Can I tell how long it took to set this up?
A while. It's an elaborate ritual space.
All right.
Unfortunately, I don't think we're getting too much off this.
It's a tracking spell.
It's what?
Thomas rolled a lot better than both of you. It's a tracking spell.
Tracking
Well-
whom?
I can't tell. It was way too far. It was way, way too long ago. And whoever it was, this practitioner was reaching out to was too far away for them to get too much information. Too far away, separated by great distance, something in the way. It's hard to tell, but there's a lot of energy surrounding this place and specifically surrounding this circle. And I don't know, it was a tracking spell.
You said there's a circle in the other room too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go check out that one, see if we can figure out anything from that.
That too.
Maybe
If anything, that one went off a little bit better.
it's possible I could do something, in the next few days, set it up and whatnot, try and track this back to the person who did it.
That is within your power, but it would be quite the working. You would have to.
I imagine it would be big magic.
It would be big magic and time-consuming magic, but that is within your skill and your power for sure.
That'll be a
I'm
long-term
not
goal.
sure it's worth the effort. If someone came here and kidnapped all of you, why would he need a tracking spell?
I'm thinking, and just imagine with me here, Rose and Edith, they just got people stalking them all the time. This fella, you, who knows who else? I figure maybe a third stalker, when they went missing and such, and myself came in here, a place that's close to them, and decided to start looking. Right? That seems like a
Makes
reasonable hypothesis.
And they're tracking both of them. Let's check your room, see if they were tracking you. Do you have a room here?
I got a couch.
Let's check that area, see if anyone tried to put a spell to track you.
Girls, what are you doing while they clear the house?
Do we wait?
No, we're not going to wait. We're going to look around down here.
Okay, thank you.
I still have my plant. Rose, grab a plant.
The plant's
I'll
name is Ruth.
she'll, pick up a little flower pot.
So I'm gonna go they went one direction and upstairs. I'm gonna look around downstairs cautiously.
Well,
I'm pretty sure that whatever was here is gone, but this is distressing.
All right. So one at a time. Edith, where do you look? What do you do?
So the first room is the living room, and I don't know. I'm assuming it's trashed.
Oh, it's trashed. Looks like someone held a professional wrestling match in here.
But there's no fire, there's no electricity, and there's no creepy hands that could come and grab us.
Not that you can see.
Okay. Let's go look at the kitchen.
Okay.
So I moved to the kitchen.
The kitchen is also trashed and smells terrible.
Like our fridge has been off for a week terrible, or worse smell than I've ever smelled, so it's probably a person terrible.
I mean, you don't know the difference between those two stenches.
But don't I feel like a person is very distinct.
It's
We've been
probably
around a lot of
it is-
corpses.
It is probably spoiled food.
Okay. We have also just been around a lot of corpses, so
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna put down this plant and find one of our butcher knives or kitchen knives, which I'm sure are here.
Sure.
That's gonna be more useful.
Rose is gonna pull open one of the kitchen drawers for where they keep pepper spray in case of emergencies.
Yeah, I'll say it's there.
Is there anything useful in here? I'm assuming also not burned. It just looks like stuff has been tossed around.
Yeah, it looks like a struggle. Like people have been thrown about. Stuff has happened. Possibly some explosions.
Does it look like obviously this is a crime scene, but does it look like police or parents or anyone has seen this?
It does not in its current condition.
Look, how did we get reported missing, but no one checked our house?
That's weird. Maybe this must have happened later then.
I'll call that a very intelligent insight. If you want to read a bad situation, Rose, you might roll enough, and I can expand upon that for you.
Okay.
That was actually pretty damn clever, and it's
Very
within
nice.
superpowers to reward it.
Oh, okay. It was a 10.
A thought occurs to you in your particularly insightful mood and headspace that, yeah, it's a little weird that you went missing and nobody checked or investigated your house. So while this struggle wasn't totally recent, stands to reason this happened after you were checked in on.
Okay.
So who was in our house after we weren't here? And why did they get into a fight? Rari's like the only person I know who would even fight.
We know more people who would fight.
Okay, but like this?
No. Can I roll can I roll sharp to see if I can find like anything that is that doesn't look like it that I know doesn't belong in our house? Like
Do
scratch.
you want to investigate?
Uh-huh.
Go ahead, try it.
I would love to help with that if at all possible.
All right. So first, if you're helping out, Rose, roll cool.
Cool. Plus 2 is 9.
Okay. Now, Edith, you can take a +1.
Okay, then I rolled an 8.
Okay. So ask a question.
Was this done by a person? Like a human?
Some of it was, but some forces were at work here that, put it this way, a person would have to would have to have staged with tools like hammers.
And we didn't see anything out of place in terms of belongings.
I mean, everything's out of place, but out of place in terms of unusual?
Like other people's belongings.
Right.
So there's nothing left behind.
As you walk around and sort of peruse it, you notice that the basement door is not just ajar, it's off of one hinge.
Mike, Rari,
Thomas?
Gentlemen, shall we join them?
Yeah, let's go downstairs.
Oh, if I'm able to, though, like as I'm going in the direction, I would like to go check my couch real quick to see if something that I keep under it of some value to me is still there.
it probably is. I don't think anything's been stolen.
Yeah, nothing's been removed, but the couch is flipped, so it's exposed, whatever it is.
I quickly toss it in my bag.
We'll say you do so successfully without anyone noticing if you roll cool for it.
All right. It's my second best thing. That is a 9.
You get it in your bag before anyone can see what it is, but everybody sees you go for something and quickly put it in your bag.
All right. And then I quickly follow everyone.
So
It's down there.
there's definitely something that went down, and we're pretty sure all this happened after we went missing.
Yes, somebody tried tracking you with a spell. That
Oh, that's
probably was-
great.
That probably wasn't our kidnappers.
Yeah.
Apparently the spell couldn't track you.
They laid the whammy in each of your bedrooms, but it failed.
It was a big spell, too. It took somebody a while. I'm pretty sure they were right pissed about it.
Is it a one-person spell?
I mean, theoretically, with enough time,
Is it a good spell or a bad spell?
Trying to
I
find
would say ethically neutral, love.
Fair enough. The basement, maybe?
Let's go down.
you go down. First thing you'd notice, and I'll just say you'd notice, is the light doesn't turn on.
Sorry, I got to light up my gun.
There's actually there's no power down here, and that's not usual. That's not what you remember.
Does his light not work down there? Is this like a darkness?
Oh, his gun light works, but
Oh, okay. I was like,
someone
wait a minute.
someone would have had to have cut the power
Right.
to isolate a room like this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where's your guys' fuse box?
It's around back.
By the back door.
All right.
Keep flashlight intermittently as I'm walking around trying to figure out.
I mean, I would imagine the fuse box is right outside the door behind the kitchen. So can I just like go flip it?
Go for it. And
Don't-
you are
Don't turn it on yet.
Okay, never mind.
Let's clear everything in here.
there's
Once I
there's no threat in here. It's just really dark. It's hard to really explore with just a flashlight on a barrel.
Is there anything missing? I let them look around as I'm shining. And
In the
Not
dark.
so far, but can I just turn on the light?
yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Flip.
What you see in your basement space is not something you're familiar with at all. But Rari and Mike, you've seen something like this before. This is straight up a magic user's workstation. Everything that had been in the basement, which was mostly just boxes and storage, has been shoved to one corner and piled up high roughly. A table of sorts, an alchemical table of sorts, has been brought in with various different laboratory equipment and, most notably, a ton of old books just strewn across what looks like somebody's quick and temporary attempt at creating a sanctum.
I'm gonna try to investigate the mystery, see if I can figure out who this belongs to. There's like a sigil or, property of something.
Go ahead.
That's an 11.
You find in two of the books that these are property of the university library's rare books collection.
Rose,
Huh?
didn't I hear you were like a mythology major or something?
Oh, well, I just figured you knew everything about me. But yeah, no,
You said that when we first started waking up.
I'm a literature major. But mythology's my thing.
Do you recognize these books?
And she'll go look at them.
You don't recognize these at all, but both you and Edith would know from your studies that you don't get books out of the rare books section of the university library. They are not check-outable.
These
You
were
have to be a
stolen.
professor or stolen.
I know. Bloody exciting, ain't it? These losers might have busted in our place, wrecked everything up, but they left us an absolute treasure trove.
But they're rare. Wouldn't someone come back for them?
I don't know. Would you come back to somewhere that you beat all to live in hell?
No, someone
I
from the
suppose.
Okay, but also they don't know that we're back.
Does anyone
Right,
else
we
want to
should
investigate?
bury him.
Yes.
I want to go upstairs and investigate the fight scene, see if I fear anything.
Go ahead and do that. Edith, go ahead and roll.
8.
Ask one question.
Do I recognize anything else in this workstation from like any of the professors or students that I know?
You do not, but you do recognize some of the chemicals, particularly alcohol, particularly makeup remover.
So this was a lady?
Well, someone
This
who
is-
wears makeup.
Yeah. Rose, do you want to roll?
Definitely.
Go for it.
And this is which one?
To investigate a mystery, you roll sharp.
Thank you. Oh, that's another 10.
Okay. You get to ask 2 questions.
The first would be if she would know of any of the professors who wear makeup a lot typically. Because like she wears makeup but like a moderate amount. To have this kind of like remover and stuff, it would typically mean you wear a little bit heavier.
You don't really have a lot of awareness like within your department of female professors, because literature, particularly mythology and occult studies, is like spectacularly misogynist and sexist, and there aren't a lot of female professors in that department, unfortunately.
And the other one would be looking at the handwriting. If she can find anything handwritten,
Very
she
good.
would want to know if she recognizes it, and if not, she'll pass it around to other students.
The perfect question. So mark yourself a temporary luck point. You can spend that before you actually spend your luck track.
Cool.
It's your handwriting.
It's her handwriting? Rose!
Don't rose me. This isn't me.
Are you sure?
Do
'Cause
I
it'd be bloody
recognize
cool if
writing
it
this?
was.
Is it something that I like remember writing?
No, but it is. It's clear as you and Edith look close with that revelation. This is your stuff. This is your workstation, your supplies, what you've worked up, and likely your library access. Because, and you can choose if you want to tell the group this, ain't nobody but a student or professor getting into the rare book section.
Right. Edith, I have no idea. You have to believe me on that. I don't know what this is.
I do. Rory?
Edith?
I mean, Thomas can read minds. Can you mind control? Did you do this?
Well, you want me to read a mind?
No.
No.
Because I can. It's not hard. You guys
No,
can
there's a lot of stuff I don't remember, but can we get access to that? I don't know how any of this works.
Yes, Thomas.
Maybe
You
me
could
and
just-
Rory could cast a spell to divine what happened in this room.
Could give that a shot.
It takes
Mike?
a bit, though. And back up to Mike, who's investigating the fight scene. Go ahead and roll investigate.
Stress?
Sorry, I got a 9.
All right. You can ask one question.
I want to know how many people or combatants were involved in this struggle.
You would know with not just your mundane experience, but your supernatural experience. This was more or less a one-on-one confrontation. This was somebody very powerful coming into conflict with somebody that they took by surprise by the bulk of the damage happening in sort of the back spaces of the living area. And it was a brutal slog of a fight that actually, as you trace it back around, terminated in the backyard, the small little sliver of grass that is in the backyard of this this traditionally student house, where it literally looks like the fight just stopped. Like they just stopped fighting. The damage stops.
All right, then when I hear the girls, we go down
yeah.
to the basement.
Mm-hmm.
What's going on?
Rose sleepwalked and cast a bunch of spells
Okay.
and stole some books.
Okay,
And-
that alone tells you it was not me because I would never ever take something out of the library that is not allowed.
I'm
Oh,
aware of
that you're
that.
way cooler than we thought.
Okay, Rory, that's not helpful or nice.
It's
So
just
wait.
You're plenty cool.
Slow down. What happened?
I show him the book.
This is your
This-
handwriting?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How do we know Rose stole the books? How do we know you didn't do it, Edith?
That's a fair point.
I was thinking the same thing.
Okay, but that still is a lot of empty space for us to not know what's going on here.
We're missing 2 weeks of our lives. It's
Yep.
Right, but
not.
I don't have magic.
Okay, we've got to come clean. Rose, do you have any link to the supernatural?
Nope.
Me.
What is your link to supernatural? Is it from your father?
No, it's my sister.
Your sister? What?
So fair warning, I spent a lot of time in a psych ward for this story, but I stand by it. She was taken when she was a little kid. She came back later, and we had to kill the thing that had taken her place. And
Wait.
yeah,
She's telling the truth. I
When was?
know everybody believes her, but she's telling the truth.
When was? Give me some dates. So
About a
this
year
makes
ago?
sense.
6 months ago, I was able to get things sort of back on track.
Well, you did Rory take her?
No, Rory was the only thing she left. And I think it was from the place where she was for the 10 years that she was gone. And there was a copy of her living in our house.
Good to know I'm a thing now.
Wait. So your
No.
sister went missing 11 years ago and was replaced, and you killed the thing that replaced her a year ago?
Yeah.
I don't know what's relevant, but 6-ish months ago, I did start seeing weird lights.
Don't go with the lights. Do not talk to the lights.
I didn't
Or go
intend
with them.
to, and I also didn't think I was actually seeing them. Kind of just thought I had left my contacts at home. But now that I'm thinking about relevancy and the fact that everything I know is not true,
Did you guys say 6 months ago?
ish,
That's when I was taken, right?
about.
Yeah.
Well, that's an odd coincidence.
And Rory, I'm sorry, you're not a thing.
What are you anyway, Rory?
A really good cosplayer.
I don't
Yeah,
actually know.
You
I
seem
pull
to get
out-
offended when I suggested you were a unicorn. All right, I mean a leprechaun. You're not a
Either
leprechaun?
one, just as bad. Well, almost as bad. Ain't nothing as bad as a leprechaun.
You're kind of tall for leprechaun, but
I ain't a bloody leprechaun.
what are you then? People can't just change into Humphrey Bogart with a bad accent.
I literally can't.
You're very strong
Can't
magic
what?
user, very knowledgeable. Are you a wizard?
No, well, I mean, define wizard.
That's a good point. I don't know.
Sorcerer with a hat.
You can do things that break the rules.
I can talk to things. that
Mike, do you know what
listen
this
sometimes.
is? Because my sister gave me this and Rory appeared. And I'll hand you this, and it's an old gold coin.
Is that a Roman coin?
Yep.
It's shiny.
I'm not really big into using magic. My job's pretty much to hunt down and kill demons, and those who summon them. And sometimes I hunt witches on the side and other things, but mainly I hunt demons.
And you thought we were demons or witches?
I didn't think I was alert to the possibility because I think the fact that Rory's here kind of tripped some sensors, and they wanted me to confirm or deny that there wasn't demon summoning going on here.
Well,
I didn't summon him. I'm pretty sure he's not a demon.
hey, Thomas,
Yes?
you had said that maybe you and Rory could help with the missing time.
I mean, we could give it a shot. I remember how to do a few things, and I feel like I could do that with help.
I can,
But
but if I may, I'd very much love to politely screw off for a while.
What do you mean?
that's fair.
I'm not sure we should stay here. Is the front doors off the hinges, or is it?
I mean,
Yes.
yeah, I knocked it down. They said they wanted to come in and they couldn't unlock it, and then Rory nuked the lock, and then I thought I would.
In the future, guys, I can pick locks. I can get in fairly easy.
Also, I'm pretty
So,
sure somewhere in
didn't
the
know that.
garden box is a spare key.
I didn't know that. I didn't know either of those things.
I didn't want to bring it up after you broke the door down. It felt mean, but also we should probably look for our spare from now on.
I'm just gonna start walking up towards my couch.
Yeah.
I mean, I think at the very least, Edith, I don't know about you, but I would like to change and feel a little bit more like myself before we go somewhere.
Mike, is it safe to stay here? Could we just start cleaning up?
This is our house. I mean, Edith.
Let's go upstairs. Take a look at the circles in your bedrooms. Do you remember creating these?
Can we
So
go
now-
look and see if anything looks
sure
like
can.
us?
And I'm assuming we're leaving Rory.
To rest.
Yep. To have some him time.
And wait, I'll let everybody kind of wander up the stairs, and I'll like peek into Rory's room and just be like, I'm sorry. You know this is complicated.
I know it's complicated. I know that you weren't happy to see me. And if there's one thing that I can be absolutely honest about with you here now, after everything we've been through, is that I'd rather be just about anywhere else. Because I think that as absolutely delightful as you are, I'd have probably been getting more out of this if it weren't you that picked me up. Have fun chasing clues. I think I need to be alone for a bit, if I may.
Of course. And I'll
And
go
that-
upstairs.
And as she steps away, I will reach into my bag and pull out one thing that brings me a little bit of comfort in times like these. As he places a golden crown upon his head, leans back in his chair, and closes his eyes for a bit.
All right. Upstairs we go.
go into my room to look at the circle.
All right. What do you want to look at? What do you want to investigate?
I want to see, I mean, I don't know how much of it would be like legible handwriting, but to just see if it would fit kind of her style of writing and drawing even.
You did not make these glyphs.
Oh, thank God.
Well, that might not be a good thing because somebody cast these apparently looking for you.
Oh no, someone definitely did, and that's a whole other horrifying thing. But at least I didn't draw the weird demon circle in my bedroom.
Did I?
No.
Do
These
I?
are- Go ahead.
I don't think this is a demon summoning circle.
It's
I've
not.
seen them before, and this doesn't look like anyone I've seen.
Well,
It's not a demon summoning circle. You'd know. You would know that. You don't even need to roll for it.
All right. Is this part of the tracking spell or is this different?
I
what's
think
it
it's a
drawing?
tracking spell.
It's where it happened.
Where what happened?
Sometimes magic users need places to focus their energy. So, if my very unreliable memory serves, they create circles, altars, or spaces to contain the effects of their will until they want to make the will go out.
So, Rose, you and possibly with the help of Edith, set up a magical laboratory in your basement. Probably, what's the last thing you remember before the island?
What is the last thing?
Coming home from class.
A pretty basic day. Coming home from class,
Macaroni and cheese.
having dinner together, maybe watching a movie. You remember there being a knock at the door, and that's about it.
Which isn't weird. We live on campus. People visit all the time.
There was a knock on my window, and someone apparently took me after that. It put me in a trance, and then I got out and left. So you probably,
So we all walked out.
apparently.
Okay.
What
Did I see that on
happened?
the tape? Did I see that?
Yeah.
We all walk.
Did you see who did it?
No. I'll wait here a second. I'll grab a thumb drive. We can look at it on a computer.
You do so and look at it on the computer. You all just leave.
Okay.
Well,
2 weeks ago. This video is 2 weeks ago, right?
There's a timestamp on it.
So we came back here.
between
Yeah.
then and now. And we don't remember it.
And also our laboratory was not part of the fight. Like that was not trashed.
Right. And what I don't understand is how we went missing 2 weeks ago.
The fight ended in the backyard. Let's go take a look at that. See if you can help me figure out what we're looking for.
Okay.
This is your house. I'm going to try to help you out, investigate, see what you can see back there.
Just before they leave the rooms, Rose will also take a look around her room to see if she notices anything extra out of place, besides it being a mess.
You go ahead and roll for sharp, roll for investigate.
6.
You find a box, just a cardboard box with one of the rare books in it.
And she'll pull it out to see if it's got any sort of information on it, on the title, what it is.
You can't read it. It's in a language you don't speak. But what you do notice upon looking is the box. It's addressed to the island.
From me to the island?
Mm-hmm.
She kind of folds the box down quietly. And she's like, hey, Edith, can you come back in here real quick and just hang out while I change real quick? Please?
Sure.
And she kind of closes the door on Mike. And she'll show Edith the box.
I think we should show him.
What if I... Nope. It's okay.
I don't think it was you. We've seen what they can do.
If you think so, I don't know how I feel about him.
Why?
It's weird. And I know that Thomas is not any weirder or Rory's not any weirder.
Thomas and Rory are definitely weirder than Mike.
Right, but we know Rory, and
Do we?
enough. I don't feel like Rory would sell us up the river to someone. And Mike, I don't know him at all, but he knows everything about us. And I don't know. I have a feeling it's not a good one.
All right. We don't have to show him.
I think it's best. I'm gonna back you.
No, you have good instinct.
Just until we figure out a little bit more.
Yeah.
And she'll kind of push the box under her bed and then grab some clothes to change.
Sweet. All right. Do you guys go out back?
I'd like to really quick just like glance in my room and see if there's anything immediately obvious that's not mine in the crazy circle that's in there.
Roll for sharp.
Ooh, that is a 12.
The altar and the ritual space is comprised entirely of your stuff.
Fabulous. Great. Lovely. I just closed the door.
Teamwork. And I'll head out to the backyard.
Yeah.
You taking a look at where the fight ended?
With Mike, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, where the fight ended is very, very obvious because there is a scorch mark right in the middle of your yard. And it is in the shape of a person with shadows around the outline that look like wings.
Mike?
Like, how many sets of wings? Like, two
What
or
type?
3 sets of wings?
One set, and they're bigger than the body.
Demonic angel.
Can't
Fae?
tell.
Okay.
It's just a faint outline, but somebody was smoked here, like hit with a big old whammy, enough to burn into the ground itself, and grass hasn't grown back.
I'm going to go back into the house to my toolbox and come back out with a small container of water and pour a little bit on the grass, the burnt grass, see what happens. It's holy water. Does it have any reaction?
Not one that you would expect. It doesn't immediately sizzle, bubble, or take on the effects of an overwhelming amount of demonic energy, but it does crackle, jump. There is some energy of an extremely fell character surrounding this area.
Have you ever seen a dead angel, Mike?
You can't really kill an angel. No.
That looks like a dead angel.
Yeah, I'm with her on that.
I-
Yeah, Thomas?
Can we see if we can get Rory to come out here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Edith, you should do it because he listens to you.
not saying there was an angel here that was destroyed, but you can't really kill an angel in the long term.
I'll run in and like tap on the wall by
Oi.
Would you mind coming and helping? You can say no.
No. Anything that you're asking for my help on right now,
No.
I bet it needs done. I will put my thing away and scurry out.
And you see what they see, this outline charred in the grass. And you see Thomas just looking at it intently, looking at you, looking at it.
All right. What do we think? First priority? Above the circles up there.
I think it might be. I think it's you.
You think it's Rory?
I look up for a second and I lay down in the middle there.
Roll weird.
Oh no.
It's 12.
12?
12.
Okay. You lay down, and screw it, you roll a 12. I'm going to do it. And a corner of your memory awakes, and you flash back. You're in your living room, and everything is normal, but it feels weird, and you're calling for Edith because you felt something funny and you can't find her, and you've been looking, and that should make the pain and the restriction lessen, but instead it's been getting tighter. And you're trying magic, you're trying things, you're trying to find her, and then you look up, and one by one hooded figures enter your home, form a semicircle around you, and you know you're in danger. You stand up immediately and try to gather your power. And you're joined by Edith, Rose, and Mike, who file in with the other hooded figures, and they have a vacant expression in their eyes. And one of the hooded figures steps forward, flips his hood down, and it's the dark mage, Jason Grayson, from the island, smirking as he looks at you. You remember him saying something infuriating and pointing out the new members of his collection, and then telling you that it was time to take you. And you remember fighting, and you remember losing. You remember getting battered by wave after wave of power you could neither comprehend nor understand. You remember crawling away from the Dark Wizard on hands and knees, making it for the backyard, trying desperately to gather some sort of power to yourself to fight back. And then you remember him call down a bolt of lightning from a sky that isn't Earth's, and it hammers you into the grass, and then it hammers you again, and you release all the power you can in desperation to try to fight back before you're hit again with the strongest blow of all, and you can no longer move. And then he bends over you, puts his hand on your shoulder, whispers something you can't understand, and then you hear him say something to you as he leans close in and whispers, "Welcome to the flock." And you're back in the present.
You know, regular Thomas, I think you might be right.
You okay?
Bye. Perfectly fine.
What happened? It's like you were here and then you were somewhere else.
Oh, you know, you just you look back sometimes, you see yourself catching an ass whooping of legendary proportions, and it's just another blow to your fragile psyche, delicately unraveling. You were mind controlled, by the way, both of you. Points at Edith and Rose.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It was that Jason fellow though. He came here personally.
He's the one that
That would make a lot of sense. They would have needed a lot of firepower to bring you down.
All kind of you to say so. I'd suggest we could go somewhere else, but it sounds like the only thing stopping him coming to dispose of us or whatever is probably just the fact that it doesn't feel particularly important to him. And if he wanted to, he could probably find us anywhere. So I think yours probably is going somewhere else. And you do have a lease.
Yeah.
How hard would it be for you to cast a spell and figure out who cast those searching spells?
It'll take a while. That's all I can say.
mean, if Jason was here, wasn't it Jason?
No reason to think so. Why would he go? See, if they made them set up here and they weren't in my vision, then that says to me someone came in later and set them up because they were looking for something. Probably looking for you since they were in your two rooms. And failing to find you, they moved on. Not sure who did it. Maybe that. Would you call him Aiden? Maybe.
The
Perhaps.
professor.
Mm-hmm. Could be. Or someone else entirely. Couldn't say.
How hard would it be to date these spells? Can you date when the workshop was created, when the searching spells were created? At least give us a timeline.
I could
Workshop.
do any
Workshop,
of it.
by the way, over a week old, dusty as hell. Spells, a lot harder.
I could
Yeah.
try. I could theoretically do. I could turn you into an invisible elephant, give it enough force and time. But it could be more than I can summon. Could be they just aren't feeling excitable enough that day.
Wait a minute. We can figure out when the books were stolen. That should give us a pretty good
I was
clue.
gonna say, I mean, if I checked them out, there
You
would be
can't
records.
check. You can't check those books out. You took them.
But if we took them, they'd be missing.
When would they notice that?
Pretty quick. I mean, they're on display and stuff because you can't check them out.
Thomas?
It's getting late, and if you guys wanted to go look at where those books came from, tonight would probably be a pretty good time to do it.
I'm not actually going to get to sleep, am I?
I don't think any of us are getting to sleep. Although, honestly, I don't know if I could.
Yeah.
Well, that makes two of you, I guess. All right. Library it is. I love books.
Me too.
The library is within walking distance from University Row and student housing, and you walk in sort of a tense silence, trying to process this new information.
Before we do that, let's.
Go ahead.
Edith, you got a polo you can change into look kind of like a workman gonna change real quick.
So that I can look like staff?
Well, like somebody who's there. Right, when I
Like a
find out
college
if-
student who
no,
belongs in the library?
no, you walk around with a clipboard in a polo and maybe a hard hat. You can walk through anything, do anything you want. Usually,
I feel like you're giving the library staff a lot of credit.
Yeah, I'm a college student there. I'm supposed to be there.
You also used to work study at the front desk of the library, and you know it ain't that deep.
all right.
I'm just going to turn into library staff that I might have seen there.
Is the library open 24 hours?
It is kept open for the study spaces 24 hours, but the stacks and certainly rare books and the forbidden collection are closed. But the library itself, oh yeah, 24/7.
Let's go.
The sun sets and we go to complete night as you walk. It takes you about 20 minutes to get there, but there's really no convenient way to drive because it's smack dab in the middle of campus. Felton University has a beautiful campus. It's a very pleasant walk. The air is cold and bitter, but you make good time and you arrive. You arrive in front of the dark building and you're here.
Well, shall we?
How many of them books do you think are magic?
More than there should be.
Definitely more than I thought there were.
Right. How many do you think I could fit in this bag?
None. We're not stealing more books.
Actually, they might be useful.
You
Let's-
hear a scream, high pitched and blood curdling, and a woman runs out of the library towards you, screaming, "Please no, please no, please no." And then she's sucked backwards into the darkness.
Oh,
Are
that
you
one will be
ready?
fun.
You were right. We should have taken a nap.
I'm running towards it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that is where episode 2 ends.
Fabulous. Stupid haunted library.
So the mystery deepens. Our heroes learn that their role is much more considerable and involved than they ever would have imagined, but still few answers. All they have to cling to is what little their memories can summon, and each other. And the danger will only ratchet up from here. And we should all look forward to episode 3 as it's a good one. I'm very proud of it. So I hope everybody will join us for next week's adventure. Weldport episode 3, Forbidden Knowledge.
Let's go.
Go. I thought you were going to do the whole Darkwing Duck. Let's get dangerous. Love you guys. We will see you next Tuesday.
I'll
See
be
you guys
launched.
next Valentine's
Will.
Day.
All right, folks.